Yo, 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 yo. Okay. We are lit, man. I don't know what's going on with this microphone. Maybe I wasn't pushing the button hard enough, but thank you for tuning in to the Meanquil Jackson show. I'm sorry there was a little bit of a delay. I was in here yapping, being annoying as hell, and then my fat thumbs were not pressing the mute button hard enough. And so we weren't, coming to you live like we are now. So my apologies. James, we got James in the house. We got Stef in the house. We are lit. It is Thursday. What day is it? I haven't really been announcing the days. We are in the 20th day of February.
Tomorrow's my brother's birthday.
Tomorrow's your brother's birthday, huh?
Old man Sean.
Well, happy birthday, bro. You got a shout out on the greatest show on the internet
Ever.
This is the greatest show ever. Okay? You hear that stuff? Greatest show ever. Man, I know he's lying, but
I'm on my own drink champs.
I know he's lying about that, but we do have a pretty good show. We have a pretty live show for you tonight. I'm hoping that everybody is going to enjoy the topics we're going to talk about. We're going to start with sports, though, because I want to talk about John Beilein. This is a guy who he left Michigan to go coach the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Like, recently?
This is last year. So, yeah, he left Michigan last year. And then he wanted to go to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dan Gilbert gave him a job. And then just the other day, my man was fired, essentially, or they parted ways mutually. And I think it has something to do with the fact that I think at one point he called the players thugs.
Oh, okay.
And I think overall it's tough because when you get to the NBA, like even though you're the coach, all the players make way more money than you. I don't think he had the respect of the players.
It's different because in college, you're making more money than everybody.
That's true. Because you think in college, the kids aren't getting paid. Only the adults are getting paid at that point.
They're getting paid millions.
Yeah, getting paid millions. And he was just an okay coach. But now he is effectively, I don't know if he's fired or resigned, whatever the case may be. But I thought that shit was funny. And I don't think he should be able to get another job for at least a couple of years. Because I think if you get to where the halfway point of the NBA season, then you decide that you no longer want to coach the team. Like, come on, bro. This is supposed to be the best of the best. You're basically admitting. I mean, I'm sure it's happened to other coaches in the past, but I just think the
Louisville coach did the same thing.
Well, Rick Pitino, yeah, when he came and he coached the Celtics for a little bit. Yeah, no, they do this, and I think like if you're gonna do that.
John Calipari, I think
he did that. Yeah, but he did the smart thing. He went back to college where he belongs, and then he's coaching teams. Oh, yeah, just stay your ass in college. John Beilein, fam, you probably don't deserve to have a job for a couple years. You took a job, and then you didn't want to finish out your contract, even the season. You could have finished the season. But I think they have too many internal problems. You have players who are beefing. Kevin Love is your best player. He don't even want to play for y'all. You have Tristan Thompson yelling at the coach during the games and stuff like that. Like, it's just a bad situation for everybody. So I wanted to start by talking about that because I thought that shit was funny. Thinking about how Buddy gets probably the best job of his life. Well, no, I think Michigan was a better job than the Cleveland Cavaliers. But he leaves the best job of his life to go to the second best job of his life. And then he quits that job within 6 months. It's one of those things, man. Like, why are we wasting time giving people opportunities if they're not actually going to, try to make the most of them? Bro, you didn't even coach a full season.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what the background information is on it, but I just thought it was funny because it's just another reason why Cleveland sports will forever be in the toilet.
Every sport.
They did have LeBron in Cleveland. Well, yeah, I was almost gonna say not every sport, but yeah, it's pretty much every sport. All right, Steph, what's our first topic?
Well, the first one I have is the
we gotta get everybody to speak
Pop
up too.
Smoke.
Oh yeah, can't put this in front of James' face. Yeah, okay, so I did not know who this person was until yesterday. So I want to start by saying that because I don't want people to think that out of nowhere I was like, oh my God, like R.I.P. and like no. My biggest thing about this and why I'm sad for him and his family is the fact that he's so young. I feel like even at age 20, regardless of how much money you have or even like the experiences you've gone through, most men, they're not developed and they don't actually become men until their late 20s, early 30s anyway. So even though you could look at him and you could hear his content, you could probably say, my man probably was not doing the right thing. I mean, not necessarily, I don't want to say this. Not that he's not doing the right thing because he's entertaining and he's within his job. He's a gangster rapper. It is what it is. You could maybe say some of like his content probably led to the idea that people want to try to test him, which is very unfortunate.
But the thing is that how I feel about that, like who's testing you in Hollywood?
I mean,
you're in Beverly Hills at your house.
It still is LA.
So at first they thought it was a
robbery. They said it was like a hit.
Inside job now.
Yeah.
Because the surveillance showed, I think, 4 people go around back, and then the 3 people came back around the front, and 1 person went in the home and shot and killed him, and then came out the front, and they had nothing for them.
They didn't take anything.
They didn't take anything.
So yeah, that's more of a hit.
But even still, so for me, because I'm a big advocate for helping our teens grow into strong, sufficient young adults, and then becoming real adults, and hopefully they're better than we are. I think it is kind of a shame that like he ends up losing his life at the age of 20. He's 20. What have you even done at age 20? Like not like this is literally like the start of his adult life was, making a hot song or a hot record to where somebody heard you and wanted to take a chance, and like now you're trying to move up, and like seeing the respect that he was getting from people. Like at age 20, like 50 said a week ago that he was saying this is the guy who's the next me, which I think if you're thinking from a musical standpoint, like if that is true, that was going to be pretty impressive. That means you're talking about somebody that they are hoping is going to like shatter records and, get a lot of sales, all that. And then what? Now he's taken all because people have beef, jealousy, all that type of shit. Like, almost sometimes I wonder, like, what's the point of them being rappers and rapping about that type of shit? Because it's not an opportunity for you to really enjoy it. Look at 2 Chainz. He talked about how he got shot, he's been robbed multiple times. Like, is there any fun in that? All because people want to be like, I want to see how gangster you really are.
Always having to like fear, like watch your back.
Yeah, so I wasn't trying. That's why I quit rap, because I knew I wouldn't be able to handle the beef part of it. Because I'm all about throwing hands, but like I know I'm not shooting. I know that. I can look at the camera and say I'm not shooting. Unless I'm in a shootout, my only option is to pick up the strap that's on the ground and return fire, like Tom Cruise Mission Impossible. I'll do some stuff like that. But like I'm not going out of my way and be like, yo, what's up, dog? Strap on hip, dog. What's up, dog? Like, you know how they do that shit. And then all of a sudden it's blah, blah, blah. And then you got people who are laid out and they're no longer here. Like, all for what? You guys want to be tough guys?
Yeah.
Just get the money. Take care of your families, your kids.
He posted a picture of a gift and it had his address on it.
Yeah, I saw that video too.
It was like a gift bag or something from somebody.
And that's what's crazy.
His address.
Is people are like literally looking at those things and they're zooming in to try to find that info so they can come try to do some shit.
Instantly.
It's just sad.
I feel like they need to be taking pages out of Kendrick Lamar's book. When's the last time you've seen him? When's the last time you saw Kendrick Lamar anywhere?
I seen him at a concert.
Get your money, make your records, and go home. Go on vacation, go home, and don't post it. If you got it, you don't need to show it to anybody.
Yeah.
That's why I just tell everybody I'm broke.
Well, I don't understand why everybody keeps it on them. Like, what is the point of that?
To flaw that. So that's the thing.
Keep a bag man. They're talking about.
I would say this.
Bag man on me at all times. I have like 10 stacks.
Because honestly, I'm not saying not maybe specifically him, but you gotta look at it. That's that.
Just enter your PIN.
That type of stuff. That's a young man's mindset.
It is.
To want to sit there in a picture and hold up a big stack of money. Nah, because
I personally think it's corny.
I think it's corny too, because other people are counting your pockets. Yeah, what's the point of that?
Money, don't talk to me.
No,
I can't hear you. Steph.
You're better off just being like debit card.
right?
Keep it in your pocket, man. Even
right.
then,
I think a black card is more fancier than all that cash.
Right.
Even if I had a black card, you would never know.
Black card, and if I had a black card, I'm gonna Nelly tip drill with it. Like I promise you.
Stop.
No.
He's talking about swiping in the booty cheeks, in the B cheeks. Nah, man.
Tip drill.
It's a shame that the young man ends up losing his life probably over nothing. I mean, it's not like you do, man. You just want them to do better. Like, and this is my thing at this point. There's YouTube and Twitter. There's all these things you see and you hear these stories. People rehash them. Like, why are you following in the footstep of rappers that came before you and made these bad decisions?
Yeah.
Like, if you were really going to be like the next 50 Cent, good luck, but there was only one of those. We only let a handful of people walk around and terrorize people and still make the money and not get hurt. And even he had to survive the shit. You're talking about 9 shots, a couple to the face. Like, not everybody gets that lucky, man. Like, some of these people need to learn that all that trash talking ain't all that.
Did he do any, like, I don't know him either. The only thing that I know is, like, a couple weeks ago, I think they were, like, making fun of him because he was insecure about a picture that somebody took of him that was, like, kind of goofy. He was making, like, a weird face or something.
See, I don't know if it's that he did anything.
Or anything.
So I listened to the 2 things that iTunes had up yesterday.
Welcome to the party.
His whole,
good song.
At least all the content that I listened to, it literally is like, I don't think the bars are as good,
but
it's gangster rap, it's just trap music.
Yeah. So it's a new thing. What they call it's drill, New York drill rap. You know, it's the new. I guess it's a new wave.
Yeah, I didn't know what drill rap was.
It's the way that he raps. You know,
it just sounds like trap rap music to me.
But it's from New York, so they can't really call it trap music.
Oh, okay.
Their
version is drill.
That makes sense. It's not bad, but honestly, I don't remember one word from anything he said because all the beats and all the lyrics sound the same. But I can see why people think that it's lit.
So popular off. It's called "Welcome to the Party." It's a good song. It's a decent song. But then you listen to all his other songs; they all sound like that song.
Y'all have to come close. They probably can't hear you.
That's like what's his name? Blueface.
I can't stand
him, and every song.
That's the guy that raps off beat, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
He raps like.
And he sounds like he's going through puberty.
So I had people telling me.
Snake used to be that one.
Yeah, he was like that. That was annoying as hell. So I had somebody try to tell me that my music tastes were garbage because of the rappers who I thought were good, and then they tried to name me all these people, and one of the people they named was this Blueface guy, and I was like.
Oh yeah,
man, you gotta realize
you really have no room to talk.
Yeah, and honestly, it was a younger person, so I expect that young people are gonna like want.
Lil Pump's probably in his top 10. Easily.
Lil Pump was wearing a training bra on the post.
A training bra,
and it looked like it had little.
Oh, he put things in there. I'm hoping he put stuff.
I don't know.
I thought he had titties,
had it, like
or
a little bit of extra.
Or maybe, they really are training bras and they already come built in.
No, they don't for training
bras.
They
come with a built-in A cup.
There's no cups for training bras.
They do. That's
okay. Well, what if that's one that has built-in cups?
No, I think that's helping for girls, like the Wonder Bra.
Yo, is anybody in the chat? Yo, respond in the chat. What age did you have your first training bra? Respond in the chat. Go ahead,
I think
Steph.
I was like 10 or 11.
Okay, Steph was 10 or 11 when she got her first training bra.
Is 10 or 11 a late bloomer?
Well, because training bra, no, training bra is like nothing. I mean, that's just a training bra. Like
I don't know nothing about this. So 10 or 11, that seemed a little bit early to have people in the skimpies.
No, that's like a training bra. It's not like.
Is that little thing that Pump was wearing? That's a training bra?
No, not that. That's a sports bra that he was wearing.
Oh,
a training
I still don't understand. Fam, why were you wearing that?
And like the more I thought about that, I was like, bro, you had to take the time to
put the mother
squeeze in that thing, and then put a sock or whatever was in your thing in there, and then
spelled it wrong,
and then post like
and then
with the girl
how
face.
How you spell it? BRAW.
Like a brawl. But then he posted the picture.
So you know what happened?
It was a real feminine picture that he posted.
When he was putting it on, it cut the circulation off to his brain. He forgot how to spell it, and he also forgot that he probably shouldn't have been wearing the sports bra.
Of course, he had the makeup on his eyebrows.
Are we shaming him for not being able to fill out that bra now?
I mean, we're shaming him for having it in general.
No, I feel like there was something going on there. There was something. I'm hoping it was padding.
We over here moving the table. It gets live in here. Don't worry about that. All right, Steph. What's our next story?
Cavaliers promoting.
He's trash.
We're not even gonna. Bernie, the Bickerstaff dude, he got the job after Beeline left. I don't know how long he's gonna last because he usually is the interim head coach everywhere he goes.
Interim of everything.
And then after the season's over, they fire him or make him the assistant again, and they get somebody else. So we'll see who's coaching the Cavaliers next year. It's not gonna be Bickerstaff. Sorry, buddy. Next.
Okay, so we have Dame Dash sues ex Rachel Roy for fraud.
Oh yeah, so we got Dame Dash is suing his ex-wife because he feels like she's withholding funds from him, funds that he was supposed to be guaranteed based on the partnership that they had through like her business or whatever. And I guess he's alleging that like her and like I guess companies that she's been working with, they like backed her to keep her products in circulation, but then he's alleging that they've also tried to finesse him to make sure that he doesn't get any money. I'm gonna say like this: I think Dame is hit or miss with me. Sometimes he's mad funny, but then there's other times where I'm like, I'm not surprised by this. He sues everybody.
Like, it's not about that. I'm like, I think he gets a bad rap.
He probably does,
just because the way that Jay-Z and other people have portrayed him to be like the bad guy in like all the endeavors that he's been with Jigga and Rockefeller and all that. When it came to Money Wise, people think that he's just this angry black man, like that he doesn't feel that, but he doesn't have a right to feel the way that he feels.
He plays that part very well.
You gotta imagine, like look at Jay and look at him. Look at where they are in life right now.
I think you have to be like that. It's the same way with like sports. Like Dame reminds me of like a hard hitting linebacker or safety. Like you got to be kind of crazy to want to do that job. In order for him to take their business to new heights, he has to kind of be like there.
That. And then what did you do to me after I took it to a height that you wouldn't even never have imagined? And it was taken from under my feet, and now I'm looked at as the bad guy. Everybody comes to me as like, "Oh, how do you feel about Jay-Z doing this? How do you feel about Jay-Z doing that?" But I'm like getting scraps. Like he's getting scraps compared to what Jay-Z's at.
But you know what? Dame does have a tendency to kind of do this to people where when he feels like they've slighted him, he tries to crush them. So that's why I'm saying I'm not surprised that he's kind of in this situation with his ex-wife, because if he says that he was owed money, you better believe if Dame tell you owe him $10, like bro, you gotta try to pay that back as soon as you can. Because if not, Dame is coming for you, and
that's because he's gotten screwed out of he gets screwed out of all his money. $200 million.
What is that? The Armadale or was it the Reebok deal?
See, I didn't even know about all those ones.
Well, remember when they had the Sean Carter's on Reebok,
the Rockaware,
and they had Rockaware, State Property.
So he had the Rockaware club deal,
the Keds one. That's what
had the Pro Keds,
the Pro Keds deal. Yeah,
he had all these all this stuff that was
Dame was
literally
money
taken from him after all this stuff went down with Jay.
What if we would have find out like 10 years from now that Dame was full of shit and that everybody else was right, and then maybe he was just making all this up? But I don't know. I feel like if that was true, he would have already been canceled. This shit has to be.
But he would have been stupid money. He would have been stupid rich by now.
Somebody owes Dame some money. Pay Dame his money.
Pay my man. Bro.
Give Dame his respect.
I give you Rockaware. Hey, you come to me. We start Rockaware together as a team, and then it's like, all right, well, maybe it's going down. So you come to me. Hey, bro, I'll buy Rockaware from you. I'll give you $30 million real quick for it. Dame's like, bet, bro. I got you. 30 mil. All right, here, take it. What you gonna do? Oh no, bro, don't worry about it. Here, Jay, don't worry about it. I got you. We're straight. 2 weeks later, you go and sell it off to this other company for $230 million.
Dang, is that what happened?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's what happened.
And you keep that, and then if you pretty much just made $200 million off of your boy that you started. Not just Rockaware with, but you started everything together with. And you remember, like, if you really want to like believe in the story of Jay-Z was just a dope boy.
I can see where that's very grinding.
Dame was the dude. Dame was the man that put him in front of all these, what he said, white execs, and then the white execs, the Jewish execs, technically with Def Jam, took it from him.
You know what I was saying for Dame? Dame kind of played himself out because, yeah, you want to trust and believe in your friends and your closest people, but you got to know that if somebody comes to you and they say, I want to give you $30 million for this, and this is something that y'all created, your first questions to yourself would be like, well, why do you want to give me $30 million for this? Because there has to be a deal on the back end. Something's happening on the back end.
There's that.
Dame he should have been asking that.
It's like, okay, well, damn, I'm also struggling right now. And Jay's like, yo, just
$30 million is nice.
Let me buy you out. let me just buy you out. You already have, you got state property, you got Rock Nation, you know, that type of stuff. You already have that. Let me just buy you out this Rockaware real quick, and we'll be good. And
I'm not pretending to know the ins and outs of the business handlings of Damon Dash.
At the same time, you would think if that was the case, like if you knew you had that $230 million, you know, deal lined up, why can't we go in on it? Doesn't even have to be 50-50. I feel like, you know, it could be 60-40. Right. I could get 150 million and you can get the rest.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Like if I created with something with someone, I can't imagine like
getting over on them like that.
Like that would make me feel grimy.
In that time that they had Rockaware, that they probably made $30 million.
In
sales,
or maybe what you do is maybe
Rockaware was lit back.
Or maybe what you do is you're buying him out because the company won't do the deal with him being a part of it
because of who he is.
So maybe you buy him out, but I would have told him like, fam, I'm gonna buy you out. They're gonna give us the deal, and then we split the money. So you'll take your 30, and then you'll get this extra.
That honestly feeds more into the narrative of what people are saying. What happened with Dame in general is that Jay-Z was getting those lunches and making those power moves with the money, with Bill Gates, with who's that, the rich ass white dude, what's his name's best friend, Warren Buffett.
Oh yeah,
he had the Warren Buffett meetings and all that crazy. Low key, the reason why he got those meetings was because they said that Jay-Z snitched on what they call the what were they gonna call it? I'm not sure exactly what the name was, but it was a black distribution group. You know, this is one of these conspiracies.
Well, if it's a conspiracy, let's save it.
I can't. It's one, but it's gonna feed into this one. So
all right, go ahead.
So what happens is, so they said that Jay-Z gave up. He snitched on. It was not Dame Dash, Murder Inc. That was the Irv Gotti, the Irv Gotti brothers.
Yeah, we know about those bombs.
Jazz Prince, not the old, but Jazz Prince, the son. But anyways, they were trying to get the they were gonna make a black and Suge Knight. So it's good. They were doing a black distribution company. They wanted to take the distributions and just have their own company and take it away from the distribution that they already have now, because Def Jam and all the Jewish folks, they distribute all the.
Yeah, they're trying to find a way to keep all the money black.
Pretty much,
black
and technically, and this is coming from Professor Griff. Like Professor Griff said this, dude from
he said that like I know who that is.
Public Enemy.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm thinking Jay-Z went to music exec Cohen and told him what Dash, Gotti, Prince, and Knight were planning to start.
Yes, snitched, and that. So what they said, what he got from that, he ended up getting. He got Rockefeller Records. They said he got
the Feds.
Yeah, he gave. And so the Feds. That's when Irv Gotti, Def Jam got. Murder Inc. went under. They chumped up all those charges on Murder Inc. and Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti beat the case, but they spent all that money on it, and they went bankrupt. So all of Murder Inc.'s artists, they had to go all which way.
Listen, none of them were good except Ashanti
and then Ashanti won't even do any world tours with.
Shout out to Ashanti. Oh my.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
That's just like the tip of the iceberg. They say there's so much more that goes into what happened with all that. Even with Rachel Roy.
You know what?
They said that she was going to be she was going to be what they call a sacrifice, and and that's why she left.
What were they going to sacrifice her for? What did she do?
So in the music industry, you have to give up. You have to give up a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice somebody, something in life.
I'm trying to think, who would I sacrifice? Who's on my team? And I'd be like,
if you think about it, you think about it, like every single one, every big star, they've done it. The big somebody, right? One was Jennifer Hudson, when she her whole family got killed, and her sister was kicking it.
All right, hold on, because now my man's diving into the conspiracies a little too deep. Let's say that for the second hour. Steph, let's go to the next topic.
Ocho Cinco agree to pay fans rent months in advance.
You know what? Shout out to Ocho Cinco. He's secretly probably a billionaire because of how cheap he is. So he's in a position to where if like people really need help, he can pay it. No, you know what? We kind of laugh. People probably think I'm clowning him, but no, it's really a shout out to him because he will openly admit that he is cheap and he's still rich for being cheap. That's the only way you're going to stay rich in the NFL. You think of wives, baby mamas and kids and all that. How do you keep your money? It's by not spending it. So shout out to him for hooking up a fan. And, all he did was like, yo, show me the paperwork and all this. And she showed it. And then my man paid it for like a couple months or something like that.
Yeah, a couple months in advance.
Yeah.
He said, oh, no, they got us messed up. Send me your Zelle.
Yeah, that's dope. Shout out to Chad. Chad, I was just thinking, bro, like I'm apartment hunting and Seattle is kind of expensive to live out here and they want first and last, my nigga. Florida? Come on, man. I'm from Florida too. You can help me out, bro. First and last. Like who really just got racks just laying? You do. You have racks just laying around. Send them to me. You need my PayPal, my Cash App.
You like Zelle.
Zelle. I don't know what Zelle is, but I'll download that.
Technically, Zelle's already like connected to your bank account.
Yeah.
So you straight.
I don't know nothing about that. But yeah, shout out to Ocho Cinco, man, for helping out a young fan.
So next you have the Big Baller Brand relaunch.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this because you and I have talked about this bum before. So LeVar Ball has somehow resurrected that janky company that he created on behalf of his 3 sons, only to exclude 2 of them from the entire line. You remember when the shoes first dropped, they were like $450 a pair.
Yeah.
And now they're more affordable. They're $189.95. So they're about the same price as Jordans, but they're 50% less worth of quality in comparison.
Yeah, no thank you.
He went on this whole tour like trying to defend himself as to why his shoes should be so expensive. Remember?
I know. Yeah, I do remember.
The first time? Oh yeah.
And then now you're gonna buy him just because
now they're making big changes. Yeah. So they're relaunching the company after I guess the guy who partnered with them stole all the money from him. And I guess Alonzo's not a part of it. So they still have the shoe that he once wore on the website. No. But I think they like took everything that like if he was in a picture with anything on it, I think they removed all that type of stuff.
I mean, do you remember? So just after all that stuff went down, he admitted to wearing like 4 or 5 pairs of shoes a game because they broke down. The shoes would break down per game.
I mean, when you're out there wearing knockoff Kobe's, I can see that happening. Bro, come on.
He said that the shoe would like fall apart.
That's
after a few wears.
You have the nerve to sell these to people
for $500.
Oh, wow.
Did you get a pair when they came out?
I did buy a pair.
I remember that.
I got my money back though.
Because I remember making fun of you for getting a pair of those.
I was just trying to support it, bro.
So let me ask you this, and there is no wrong answer, but why were you supporting him?
Because it was a black father trying to do good by his sons, is what I initially took from it.
Yeah.
But then as the more
as time went on,
not even that much time.
Hear him speak.
As a few weeks went on.
The night after I paid for the shoes. No, I will say this. I think LeVar's original intent was good because he came out, he said he wanted to do this so that way his sons had something after basketball, all these things. I get it. You want to do right by your kids. I fully respect that because there's a lot of fathers, a lot of black fathers as well who are not there for their children. I do not have kids, but I understand that how important that is. Shout out to all my friends who do have children and who are present and being good fathers. But I think when you start to see him, and I'm speaking about LeVar, when you see him at press conferences and you see how he talks, and even seeing clips from their show, the way he talks to like Alonzo and talks to the other boys, you can tell that my man is trying to make a come up. He don't give a fuck about those kids.
It reminds me of those show what is it?
Yeah,
Trophy
it's not
Moms?
genuine.
Is it Trophy Moms or Cheerleader Moms? What was that show that they had?
Dance moms.
Yeah.
Where they're
I've heard about that.
or
where they're
the
like,
pageant
yeah, they
moms
basically
or
like
whatever.
they
kill
really-
their
they
daughter
really
so
don't
they
even
can
care.
win those things.
They
They
like
don't be
put-
caring. They're trying to get on.
Their kids got Botox at 9 years old
right.
because you got
Spasms,
wrinkles.
That's
bro.
crazy.
Like,
How a 9-year-old with fucking wrinkles? That's
You're
not
not-
even a thing, bro.
You
Barely
got
have
it
a
from your
face at
mama
that point.
stressing the shit out you at 9 years old. You're losing your hair.
She out back of the event smoking cigarettes and shit like that. What you out here for? Mom's got me stressed again. She in there yelling about the damn gown. Can't even believe it. Man, that's the wrong pageant. I'm supposed to be first
For
place.
real.
We acting like this last.
I don't
place.
believe in those things in any ways. The
What?
pageants, like I'm not gonna dress a little girl up like she's a grown. That's how.
I don't
sad to say,
understand
that's what
why they're-
pedophiles. That's all pedophiles and all that random stupid shit like comes.
Yeah.
You know the
Why do they need makeup?
Jeanette or what was the little
John
Benet
Benet
Ramsey.
Ramsey.
They say that, man. I can almost guarantee it was like one of us stalkers.
They said it was the brother. I thought
It was
her brother.
no, actually,
They're-
he got
they're
sued.
still looking at
ABC
that
got
case.
sued because of that.
Oh.
Yeah, they got sued for
Yeah,
a
they're still
lot of
looking
money
into
because
that.
they implied that when they redid that thing.
Yo,
When it came out just a few years ago.
Yeah.
They implied that it was his brother,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Well, you got no evidence. You got to do it." And he
The
sued.
day-
Oh.
the
and
day
he
we
got
find the
paid.
real killer for that, that's gonna be one of the craziest.
They
like,
got paid. Dudes
wrap ups
dead,
to
Yeah,
a
bro.
stories
story
went from like
ever.
the mom doing it because
the
she
dad.
was jealous and
And it's
Well,
not because
listen,
it all
we
happened
know it was
in
the parents.
house.
It's the parents. It's always the parents. And sometime before the year is up or before this decade is up, they'll figure out that it was the parents. Just how that shit goes.
I just think that's going to be one of those that we'll never know. Who
You think we'll never
I don't
know?
think we'll ever know. Same thing with OJ.
or that girl, what's her Casey Anthony?
We know she
Her
did
daughter?
it too.
Yeah.
We know OJ did it too.
OJ didn't do it.
We don't know if Steve Avery did it.
OJ
or not.
didn't do it. Who's Steve? Oh, Steve Avery did not do it. Him and him
Thank
and his
you.
him and his
Thank
son.
you.
Him and his son from
His
the
nephew.
Netflix?
His
Yeah.
nephew.
Hey,
Listen,
my guy did not do that.
Why
free-
am I not knowing
free
that?
my man
Hey, but
Steve
is he
Avery. I'm
still in
saying
jail,
it now.
bro? Is he still in jail?
Yeah, he's still in.
Hey, man.
Hey, Steph, you
Well,
need
Kim
to look.
Kardashian, where
need
you
to
at on
look,
that one?
Look this up,
Like,
man. You never seen this?
That
Who's
don't make
calling?
no
Is
sense.
that the Lord calling?
Jesus.
Oh, next up we got Kehlani. Calls out Joe Budden.
So I seen that Kehlani was mad because Joe made some comments about her music that she dropped. I just hear people telling me that they think Kehlani is like one of the greatest, and I'm very confused about that because her songs are just okay to me. I noticed that Joe had said something about how like he is ridiculous that people you can praise people over and over again, and then the minute you say something bad, they want to get all in their feelings. So Kehlani is only getting featured on the show because I want to say that I think she's not a corny person, but I think her behavior in this moment is corny. You can't get mad if people are saying stuff that goes against you.
No. Yeah.
That's life.
No, not everybody's gonna
Not
like
yeah,
you.
and not even people that really fuck with you are not always gonna like every single
Yeah.
thing that you do, and that's okay. But some people can't handle it. So Kehlani's all in her feelings, but I've heard that she's fresh off of a breakup, which I thought was weird. That her and YG dropped like an album as a couple, and then like the following day they're no longer in a
breakup,
relationship.
yeah.
Y'all people are being weird, and they probably did that just to sell records. But, it
But
is
I don't
what it
like
is.
that he poked fun at her suicide attempt.
No, I don't either. But at the same time, if it wasn't going to be him, it was going to be somebody else. And so people are going to say stuff, or you're going to get mad at all times. Like, and obviously, it's not to defend Joe, but at the same time, like he has a podcast. Like it's
I
the
know.
new
I just
wave
think
of
some things should
news.
be
Yeah.
off limits.
No, I can't say that I disagree about that, but there's also a comedic element to their show, and like it's his
And he's an
podcast.
ass.
Like I'm saying, and that's kind of his
He's known
thing.
for being
It's
an
like
ass.
Joe likes to stir the pot a little bit
Yeah.
and get people riled up. I don't think you can take any of that type of stuff personally. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people who have flirted with that whole suicide thing, and I know people who have almost done it on multiple occasions, and they make jokes. And I even asked them, like, why do you do that? And they're like, well, because honestly, it kind of makes me feel better about almost making a stupid decision to some degree. Like, you have to
wow.
kind of be able to like laugh at yourself because they say they're in a better place now. So I would almost
So they're at a
challenge
place now where they don't.
where they're not thinking about that. So I would almost challenge her to be like think about for yourself. Are you in a good place? Do you feel happy with yourself and all your life situations?
Yeah.
If so, then anything that he says is irrelevant. Like, you're still blessed to be here. I know she recently had a child. Like, you probably have a wonderful, healthy child. Like,
Yeah.
you have loving friends and family. Like, you're really bent out of shape over what Joe Budden was saying. I literally had people calling me all types of names on the internet the other day just for not knowing who Mike Bloomberg was.
Oh my gosh, those people were so rude.
They're so rude to me. You know what I was doing?
Section.
I'm still laughing, bro, because I don't know none of y'all. Y'all don't pay my bills. Y'all not.
I just found out who the fuck Mike Bloomberg was.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what? It's like other black people being upset because they feel like, well, you must be a coon because you didn't know that this guy was holding our people down. Fam, he's holding all people down.
How is he holding? He's just a has money. He's not doing anything for us. What is he doing?
Shout out to all the dusty ass billionaires walking the streets like Mike Bloomberg. Okay, Steph, what's
Woman
next?
Reunites with mother years after being kidnapped by babysitter.
Have you heard about this?
I didn't hear about this.
Can you're gonna have to sit a little bit close, speak up, but can you read a little bit of this story? We gotta put it over here.
So it says in 1966, Sarah Peterson gave birth to Roberta Lavone Peterson, who was kidnapped by her babysitter.
Holy shit!
Alberta shortly after, in January 2020. 53 years later, they were reunited.
53 years. You're reunited.
That's crazy.
How did they even know?
Right?
It says that at 16 years old, Sarah was kicked out of her home because she conceived a child out of wedlock, forced to fend for herself and her newborn.
Shit.
Getting a job was the only thing on her mind. I know I had to do what I had to do. And I had to work and now I got to go to the link.
So mom's had a baby at 16, got kicked out, had to do what she had to do.
Babysitter.
Yeah, she had to get a babysitter, and the babysitter kidnapped the daughter. 53 years, though?
Let me see if I can pull it.
Well, hold up. See, this is where I get confused. Because, like, as long as the people weren't holding the girl hostage, like, in a basement, I would imagine that, like, at age 18... she went out on her own, maybe all these things.
If she's a baby, maybe no, the mom was 16.
Well, no, that's what I'm talking about the baby. Once the child grows up, you mean to tell me that
how would she know that that's not her mom? Like if she
I guess if she didn't know,
thought that was her mom.
But I feel like a lot of people realize in their teenage years, like they find there are clues. You don't look like this person. You ask questions that they can't seem to answer. You get suspicious naturally, and you would probably do everything you could do to try to track down some answers. So I'm confused how you let this go 53 years.
That's
what
crazy.
the daughter or the mom? Because the daughter, it's like, okay, well, are you really going to question your so-called the person that you think is mom?
Right. Ooh, maybe it was through ancestry.
I think if you care enough, or if you feel like the vibe is off enough, or you feel like questions you have are not being answered, maybe you care enough to dive deep. But I don't know. That's crazy though. 53 years.
Man.
You know what? Me and my sister, shout out to Gabby, we have siblings that we've never met, I guess through my father. And she's been talking about how she wanted to track these niggas down. So y'all reach out to me if you see the show. No, I don't have no money. No, I'm not famous. No, I'm not doing nothing for you. But we can meet and we can talk about how our lives were, probably very different and or the same growing up. And we can share our mutual disdain for this young man. But don't try to hit me with the, hey, cuz, remember I'm your brother. Let me borrow 10 racks. I don't got it on.
I ain't got it. But if you got it, I could use it.
Yeah, but if you got it, please donate to the show. We'll really love to have some extra money in our pockets. All right. Well, let's. You know what?
Make it so hard to go back and find it.
When it says check.
Well, we'll check it on the break. But anyway, you were tuned in to the Memechel Jackson Show. We're gonna take a short little break, get some music playing. Don't worry, we'll be back shortly. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Shout out to you if you're watching the live stream on the YouTube. Shout out to James. Shout out to Steph for coming through, and we're bringing the funny today. We will be back with some more topics, man. Let's see what songs are about to play. You're gonna hear some Drake, some Crooked Eye, some Jagged Edge, maybe some T.I., some Weeknd. We got all kinds of stuff, man. The music is bumping. We got the drinks flowing. And get ready for some conspiracies. When we go to conspiracy hour, I'm gonna need everybody to come in close so we can get into the microphone. We want to make sure that the people hear everything we have to say. Well, everything that James has to say. All right, we'll be right back, man. This is the Memechel Jackson Show. We're reporting to you live from Track Talk Radio, man.
Some conspiracies you want to hear about.
I thought you were going to talk about the sacrifices.
Every time, every time I try to talk about it, when he interrupts me, man, I just
we're saving it, right? We're coming back to it.
We gotta save it, man.
Then y'all got to put a bookmark because I got so many, I don't remember which ones.
I got so many.
It's like you with memes.
They tried to say. I saw somewhere that they were saying, even like with Kobe, they were trying to say every time the Rock Nation brunch that there's a death. So like last year it was Kim Porter, then it was.
It never fails.
Like
so it's not even the fact that it's not even the fact for
Do you think Jay-Z is killing these people?
Facts.
Because people say he's one of the
Jay-Z
new leaders of the Illuminati.
So
Diddy killed his own wife or own ex-wife? Then you think?
Why not? Especially if you're gay. If
that's the case, then I know that he killed Biggie.
So I read what's her name, Superhead's book.
Yeah, he's gay shit.
Who is Diddy?
Steffens. She talked about.
Imagine think about where's Exhibit?
I saw Exhibit on the Hip Hop Evolution thing on Netflix.
Where's Exhibit? How long ago was that?
That just came out on Netflix
what was he
recently.
Doing?
He was on it doing
I feel like I saw him recently.
But when was the last time you actually seen like Exhibit being Exhibit? Because you remember he was
but he left.
He had all the stuff.
He left all this shit.
No, he didn't left. He didn't leave anything.
What I heard is that he kind of just like
because he came out and was talking about Diddy.
You know what?
He came out and told the story. He was with Superhead. He told the Superhead story, but he told it on somebody's podcast.
And you know what? Out. You know what's crazy?
Was he trying to cover up stuff? I forget.
What with
her?
No, he came out. So he was like, "Yo, Exhibit came out." He was like, "Yo, check it out. Me and Superhead, we went to this part where it was me, her, Diddy, all these people, whatever." Diddy was like, "Yo, let's go to the spot." Turns out it was like he's going there and he's looking around. There's a bunch of dudes like kissing on dudes,
orgy type thing.
And it was like a club. What the fuck we doing here? He said him and Superhead shook. Exhibit and Diddy stayed.
Yo, I'm dead, bro.
He used to want her to like put her fingers up there and all types of stuff.
You know what's crazy though? Like this, like I told you guys on this show a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to no parties. Niggas are better off not inviting me because that's the type of stuff that can happen to you. Yo, you want to come to this one time? We're gonna be real quick. In and out, I know
that's
people.
Why you get that
when Cat Williams came out and said, when he was like, yeah, I got invited to those industry parties. It's like these niggas was doing coke right in front of me. They're like, oh yeah, we got this part for you. It was like, oh, I'm not with all that right in front of me.
I'm not with all that.
He says, don't you know I can see you?
I remember that. I can see you. Yeah.
I'm dead. I can see you.
This is crazy.
Oh my God. So I always hear, and we're gonna just talk about this quickly, but I always hear that Jay essentially now is like the leader of the Illuminati. That's the way he's able to get these deals with the NFL.
Well, that was
like create an agency and then swoop in and grab all these athletes.
It initially started with the snitching thing on the group, on all those black folks.
I ain't gonna lie to you though, man. If somebody was like, look, man, we need you to like snitch on a couple people and then we'll turn you into a billionaire and you're gonna get Beyonce. I feel like if I'm Jay and it's the early 2000s and someone's making that offer,
I'm doing it.
That's a hard thing to turn down.
I'm doing it.
Because it's not like he was asked to snitch on like great rappers and great businessmen. It's just a couple of low life niggas.
That was greatness that he snitched
First
on.
of all, Irv Gotti and I'll let Cadillac Todd,
technically,
Ja Rule, none of them are great.
Think about it. That was black excellence. They all had their own businesses. They all had their own record labels, technically.
So from that standpoint, yes, I would say
what they were
I'm
doing,
talking about music.
They were trying to get together to do an all black distribution company to take it out of the hands of white America and who's taking the money from them. Much.
I feel it.
And Jay was like, all right, well, shit, hold on, bro. Like, y'all ain't about to bite the hand that feeds me. Let me go up and tell Big Brother on y'all real quick. Yo, mommy.
Like I said, in the early 2000s, if somebody's offering you $1 billion plus Beyonce, and all you got to do is just make sure that Ja Rule don't have a good career, which that was already on track not to happen anyway, because he was not that good.
You got to forget about your best friend.
And see, that's where it gets
You
tough.
have to.
If they was like sacrifice
you
Ja
have
Rule,
to technically, I mean, it's conspiracy whatever, but you have to technically give up Aaliyah. You have to sacrifice Aaliyah.
you think that
that's one of those things. They're saying that Dame Dash was part of it. Saying Dame Dash was part of Aaliyah's death.
You know what I listen to every
Dame
couple
Dash
of weeks?
they were dating around that time apparently.
I didn't know Dame was dating Aaliyah, but I always listen to that
Jay-Z
I
was
Miss
dating
You
Aaliyah
remix,
first.
and it's got Jay-Z doing rap verses over her old beat, which is I don't know, it's a hot record.
Dame was with her first, and then Jay-Z took her, and then that was the first time that him and Rachel Roy got together, and then apparently Rachel knew that she was going to be a sacrifice, so she got away from Dame. That's when they broke up the first time, because apparently she knew she was going to be sacrificed, that there was a sacrifice that needed to be done, and she got away. Aaliyah didn't. They said there was even messages that Dame was begging Aaliyah to get on the flight to get back home to make this thing, and that she didn't want to. They knew everything was going down, but she got on there anyways.
You know, I will say this. If I find out that somebody I'm close to was told they would have to sacrifice me to make a come up, you better hope I don't find out, because I'm gonna haunt you. When I haunt you, you're not gonna sleep.
And see, the thing with Jay-Z,
I'm gonna be closing and opening cabinets in your house
Diddy,
at 2 a.m. I'm doing
it's not
all
the
of
Illuminati
that.
it's the Boule. Look up the Boule. I think it's like the Boule.
All right, we got 30 seconds, and then we're gonna get into this.
It's like Skull and Bones. It's just like Skull and Bones.
You ever seen that movie, The Skulls?
FYI,
Yeah. That's real life stuff too.
The mom. It doesn't really say how they reunited. It just said that
they just got reunited.
There was two at a soup kitchen, and they realized they both had the same last name. They started talking, and then
what is this?
The mom reunited with the daughter.
Oh, so the lady that the lady that stole the daughter didn't change her name?
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, and then the brother said that one day his sister came home with a baby, and he thought it was weird because she wasn't pregnant.
What the
and
fuck?
The mom had gone to police, and the police told her she didn't have enough evidence. Like, your child is gone. How do you not have evidence?
Yo, welcome back to the Memechel Jackson Show. We are live. We're talking about a stolen baby. I know I didn't give you a lot of information. You probably think, what the hell? We're not a stolen baby. Let me say that again. We're talking about where a baby was once stolen, and then 53 years later, this baby's reunited with her biological mother. And then, so Steph, what were you saying? They found each other at a grocery store on accident?
No, it was 53 years later, and the sister to the mom, I believe, and the baby, or the daughter, were at a soup kitchen, and they realized that when they were called to get food, that they had the same last name. And then they started talking.
And see, what I'm saying, the dumb thing is the mom that stole the daughter didn't even change the kid's name.
You got to be a damn dummy to steal a child and then not even alter the information.
Keep the last name the same. So then the mom that actually got the baby stolen goes and tells the lady, like, hey, goes and tells the police, my baby is stolen. This is her name. Why couldn't you find her?
Well, and they told her there wasn't enough evidence. I think your child being missing would be enough.
This is back in the 50s, right?
Yeah.
They didn't care about that lady. That's why.
But and did she just give up for 50 years?
She probably felt like she exhausted all her resources. Maybe she thought her daughter was murdered. I don't know,
man.
But at the same time, like, can you really give up?
I've been watching a lot of stuff on Netflix where these parents do not give up anything for their kids.
Yeah, I would say this: if somebody kidnapped my child,
going to get it earth. I at least need the body.
Well, I'm not going to the end of the earth.
Like I say, I at least need the body. I need closure. I need to know if my baby's either dead, still alive. They say my baby's dead. Like, I need to see the body. I need that.
Yeah, I wonder, like, what's an appropriate time to be like,
all right,
we called
time to move on. I guess you just can never really move on.
After 30, I feel like after the 30-year mark. But that's what I'm saying. Like, by the time the baby that gets stolen, by the time that person morphs into an adult. Now, obviously, we were talking about this, and she didn't recognize or realize that she had been kidnapped. But I feel like those would have been the years for the mom to really, like, put the feelers out to be like, hey, can somebody help me find this person?
Like, what's that the thing that was it Munchausen syndrome?
Oh, yeah.
Never grow up. Like,
No,
is
where
that what they're
you-
little?
No, I
like-
think that's the one where the parents convince the child that they have all these
Oh,
like
the
problems
diseases
and
and
all
stuff.
that. Yeah, because that's what M's mom
Is that
did
what
to
that
him.
is? So I'm
Yeah,
talking
that's
about
what he
the one
talks
where
about.
or Stockholm,
Stockholm syndrome is this where you fall in love with your captor, though, right?
pretty much. So like you get stuck,
But
you're
she
kidnapped,
but she wouldn't have had
and
that because she would have had
you get to
no
that point
idea.
where it's like,
though.
okay, well now you're content on where you're at, and you just.
But that usually only happens to somebody who understands that first they are being held captive, and then they just
But when you
grow
think that's your
accustomed to it.
parent,
But yeah, you just grow up believing that that's your mom or
That's
something
what it
like
is.
that. Yeah, you're not gonna
It's legit.
like you were saying, you're not gonna question that shit. Shit, now is my mom my real mom?
Oh my gosh.
That's why you ain't been calling me back, fam. You knew I found out about you. That's funny. Yo, but for real, if you ever saw my dad, I've been questioning if whether or not he's my real father. My mom confirms it, obviously, and I trust her. But my man looks like Derek Fisher. And if you know who that is, former
Shit.
NBA player, I look nothing like Derek Fisher.
You look like your mom.
I look exactly like my mom.
Yeah, me
so
too.
that's not. I
Me too.
know.
I'm a spitting image.
Mom,
of my
what's
mom.
up? What's
And
up, dog?
My sister's a spitting image of me. I make fun of her so bad. I'm like, yo, you are like.
My sister kind of looks like my dad, but then again, she still looks kind of nothing like him. And I know that don't make no damn
Just
sense,
like
but
me. Like if I
either
put a
way.
wig on, like I would look just like you with a beard.
Yo, wow. All right, Steph, where we at?
Do you want to talk about Wendy Williams?
No, nobody cares about her trash ass.
The only reason we're
Backlash
talking about
after- She
just
Wendy
keeps-
Williams is because she just can't shut the
It's
hell
the
up.
thing, like it's every week she's making fun of
She's
somebody,
offending
and
and being offensive.
she still is on the air.
So this is what
My
I
old
wanted
boy
to
said,
say.
like, if it's your writers that are doing these jokes, you need to fire your writers
Yeah, that's true.
because that makes no sense for you to be this in.
Then they're just setting her up for
Yeah,
failure.
they really are because that makes no sense. Like the Joaquin Phoenix thing, that was horrible with the cleft lip.
Yeah.
Like that was horrible. You
No,
know, and then you talk
Well, then
about
it was like the
there were
gay
so many
men.
more. Yeah, there were so many more before that she's done.
like not all gay men.
So
but just
Wendy-
the women.
Wendy has a
Stop
history.
wearing our heels and dresses.
Wendy has a history of being hella disrespectful, and
And the crowd just loves her.
And I want to remind the people who like Wendy Williams, who follow her, and remind Wendy as well. Wendy, just take a look at yourself,
Oh God!
and then and just based off of that,
Like
I
without your
want
glam
you.
squad, though.
I want you to understand that you
Skeletor.
are not in a position to make fun of people for their appearance, their sexual orientation, their race, none of that shit. My nigga, you are built like two pencils stuck into a tomato. Like you're just
Oh my god.
You remember
stop being so disrespectful
It's
to
like
people.
the Men in Black. It's like little Men in Black roaches that are stuck in the little thing. They're like, hey,
Well, I would
hey.
think also
Shout out to the
everything she
bedtime
just-
reminder.
Also, I would think that given what she just went through with her ex-husband,
She's lashing out like
and
crazy.
all that. No, I would think it would humble her a little and
Yeah,
kind
no.
of make her feel more.
It's not humbling somebody like Wendy Williams.
No, not at all.
But you know what I mean?
Especially when you have a show, when you have the platform that you do, and you're able to talk about people like that.
You know what's crazy is that I think
And the crowd loves it.
Wendy thinks
I
that
think they're
she's they're
They've seen-
definitely
I
Hold
don't-
hired.
on, the applause sign.
So this is the thing. Is I
I don't think it's like the
firmly
same people.
I firmly believe that maybe Wendy thinks that she's better than she actually is.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
definitely. And people make her feel that way too.
You watched the show?
pump her up.
Or it was the movie.
Yeah,
where
because they're getting
they
paid
hire
to be
them?
there.
Right.
I would. You're being paid to hype the person up. That's why you're
What
saying she's
movie
the
was
Well, I
same
mean, like
people.
Friends.
They have a
around
movie
her
that they
and-
did
Oh,
the
yeah,
same
that's true.
thing where The Price is Right. The guy is like the same person. He goes to The Price is Right, and they hire him to like be
Oh,
in infomercials and like all these random.
Oh yeah.
They're like,
What-
bro,
what
you're
is that? I remember
You're being
seeing
too.
that.
They're like, you're being too like enthusiastic. We need you to blend in a little better.
Yeah.
And they literally hire him and like his homeboy. They're hired.
like same audience
Same
members.
like same audience
Is
members.
that the
but for
one with
different
is Jake
things.
Gyllenhaal in that?
That's it is. It is.
What is that?
My grandma loves The Price is Right.
It was. Oh, what was the
I
one?
don't know. I don't-
But
that
yeah,
don't really-
but that's how it is.
So like I said, Wendy, I'm trying not to be horribly disrespectful because I'm not the greatest looking creature that's walking the earth. I'm busted and dusty too. Just not as bad as you. Wendy, you got to stop being so disrespectful to people because you're a clown.
Who is it that rips her? Is it that rips her? Like
Everybody rips her.
No, but
50
he
really
50 killed her,
rips
yeah.
her.
Kills her,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes in. It's pretty funny.
You know what's crazy?
But you
I
open
think
yourself up for that.
anyone denying anything that people say about Wendy Williams, if you are a denier, like you deserve to be tossed on the fire right with her, because you look at her history, her career, how she treats people. And when the stuff happened with her husband, she was, oh, poor little me. I got to take time off, and I'm crying. I need sympathy.
And then right when you come back, you're trying to.
And then exactly. Right when you come back, you're trying to put other people on blast and disrespect them for the things that they go through, as if like you were just some perfect little angel. And nothing about you is perfect.
No,
it's not. Honestly, it's not even socially acceptable. I'm surprised they still let her be on TV. We're just being honest. There's other people that deserve to have shine on TV. Wendy Williams is not one of those people anymore. Get her out of here. All right, well, who's next?
We got Mini Mike.
So I sent Steph a story because I saw where the Donald tweeted and he called Mike Bloomberg Mini Mike. So I sent this to Steph because it made me laugh instantly, just thinking about how we're now entered into the year where we're going to pick either the same nigga to keep fucking it up, or we're gonna pick somebody new to fuck it up. And so Mike Bloomberg is one of the people who's on the list of new prospects to fuck it up. But I thought it was funny that our current president is like I just love the way he uses his Twitter. And the fact that he called him another presidential candidate, he called him Mini Mike on a tweet. It's stupid funny to me.
Clowning people.
Roasting.
Trump be roasting other people.
I think Donald Trump is a garbage human, but I will still say this until the end of time. I think if he decides to do a comedy album,
oh my gosh,
I would go to that show. Just because it would be so
The
dumb.
roast of Donald Trump was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
It's not as good as Flavor Flav's though.
No, I mean it's not as good as even the
one on Ann Coulter was pretty good. They killed. No, well, it wasn't on her. I think they killed her at somebody else's.
On she was like one of
the roasted at somebody else's.
Because they roast everybody. They always roast everybody that's on the panel.
Oh, on the panel, yeah.
Roasted her.
Yeah, they killed her.
Oh, man.
And most of the people were saying things that implied they wanted her to die.
Oh, that's
sad. And I will say this.
Take it
that's respect to her for taking it like a G, because she knows she's on camera. What's she gonna do? She can't explode. She can't break down. So she did hold it together. But there's no way she went home being like, no big deal. No big deal. Hell no. You know her. Like my feelings were hurt hearing somebody. I'm like, damn, I know she's racist, but shit. Y'all on TV. Come on. I know your parents raised y'all better. And you know Jeffrey Ross, man. He don't be holding back on nobody. God. Shout out to Jeffrey Ross.
He's literally just a professional roaster. That's all he does.
Stupid funny.
That's all he does now.
Utah man acquitted of rape and then charged with raping a child. Yep.
So I'm gonna.
I don't even really want to give this dude, any shine or.
No, we're not going to give him a shine. I'm going to say this, and I always bring this up. I had some people tell me sometimes it seems like you go a little bit hard at white people, white men in general. And I'm going to say this for anybody who's listening and watching. The reason why I never feel bad for the things that I say about white men is for this specific reason. Here is a situation where a man can literally be acquitted for a rape and then within a month commit another rape. So it tells me that the people who acquitted him are either finding a way to let him off the hook, or they really did not care about the victim that much. There's no way in hell a person should be acquitted. Obviously, if there's not enough proof, I get sometimes that can happen.
On the non,
and I get that.
Evidence, lack of evidence.
I get that. But this is why I feel, and I know it's a very slippery slope, and what I'm about to say is crazy, but I think in regards, and I'm specifically only talking about rape currently, if get them off the street, because what is the point of allowing them to walk free just so they can go out and they can do this shit? Again?
There's a community. It was like a little trailer park. I'm not sure exactly what states where it's at, but it's a community of pedophiles where they put them at, and the cops say it's a convenient thing because they know where they're all at. So if anything goes down, they know where they can go. And the residents were saying, well, it's a good thing for all of us because we're able to keep each other, on our P's and Q's. We're able to hold
The rapers?
They're able to hold each other accountable.
So I'm reading this,
It's
and
tough.
this is what I don't understand. So he's been accused of sexual assault 8 times.
He's been accused of sexual assault 8 times.
And this is the second time being charged.
Second time being charged.
This says just a few weeks ago, Butler was acquitted of sexually assaulting a student from Dixie State University back in 2017. Police arrested Butler last year. Another woman reported the man had recently sexually abused her 6-year-old. The Salt Lake Tribune reports
abused a 6-year-old.
that Butler was charged with rape of a child, sodomy of a child, and aggravated sexual abuse of a child, and tampering with a witness in the 4th District Court. So this is what I don't understand, though. Not that I'm blaming anybody, but the mother of the child said she met Butler on Facebook weeks earlier and invited him to her home last Wednesday.
On that crazy ass Facebook dating app that y'all was talking about.
So then it says the woman said during his visit, Butler and her daughter fell asleep on the couch. So he comes and you meet him on Facebook. He comes and visit, and they're falling asleep on the couch. And then, so Butler and her daughter fell asleep on the couch, and she left the two and went to sleep in her bedroom. So she leaves this man with her 6-year-old daughter
that she just met,
sleeping on the couch, and then. It says documents state Butler took his clothes off along with some of the girls and raped her. According to the victim, he told her he wanted to marry her, and he also apologized for what he'd done and promised it wouldn't happen again. And then he begged the mom. The girl ended up running to her mother's bedroom, asked if she could sleep with her because Butler kept touching her. When the mother confronted Butler, he pleaded with her not to call the police and offered her money.
So again, I go back into the reason why
you need to protect your kids.
The reason why I say the stuff that I say is because only in this country can any type of human, and it's always going to be the white guy, but this is the only place where they can literally go out, be accused of the same crime 8 different times, be charged twice, get acquitted once, and then he's coming back and getting caught again.
Yeah.
Y'all already knew what the guy was about. Why even allow this to happen? And then think about what you're reading off to us. Gets caught, tells the young girl it won't happen again, begs the mom not to say anything. And then what's the first thing he does? He offers up money. Because that's what white guys think is all it takes to just wash this shit away with just fucking money.
Dollars.
That's why I always shit on Brock Turner and his janky ass dad, because his dad just paid all the money to get the best lawyer to try to make the shit go away. Fam, you got caught behind a dumpster assaulting a woman. There is no making that go away. Now, the mom in this situation is not on my friendly list either. I don't care how fucking tired you are. Your 6-year-old daughter should not be falling asleep in anywhere near a man that you barely met. Why do you have him at your house? And why did you just go, well, it's okay that they're just laying naked. I'm just going to go to sleep. Come on, man. It's your child out there. I would have been like, all right, well, man, it's getting late. You got to go. My child has to go to bed. I'm getting ready to go to bed. It's time for you to take your ass home. Was she on drugs or something?
It doesn't say that. I just know she need to get her ass beat too. Sorry.
That's crazy.
I won't ever stop shitting on janky ass white men who do stuff like this. Take advantage of small children, take advantage of the lady, take advantage of just the entire circumstance, and then somehow is constantly wiggling his way out of these situations. 8 different accusers?
8.
That's ridiculous. It's an and.
Honestly, that tells me that whoever is in charge does not care. Or he knows people in high places or something. There's no way you have that many people in one area accuse you of sexual assault and nothing happened. And you're talking, he's ranging a 6-year-old, a college student. He don't care. He'll hit up your daughter, your sister, your mother, your grandmother, your grandmother's mother. Like, he'll do it all. Like, why do we have someone like this walking around? But yeah, we have thousands upon thousands of black people who take up space in prisons all day for selling dime bags of weed. What is more important?
Exactly.
Man, next topic, man. Fuck Utah. And we got about 15 minutes and then we're diving into the conspiracies.
So we're going to talk about the new chicken sandwich with glazed donuts.
You know,
as the
James, when
bun.
we started the show, James was talking about that. James, tell everybody how you feel about the glazed donut sandwich.
Where's it from? KFC?
Yep.
So I don't know if I'm gonna. This is what I'm sorry. I had the Krispy Kreme bacon cheeseburger from the Bite of Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was good. It was good.
I don't know if I could do sweet.
So it really
Doesn't
balances
sound
out.
good, but it
it
sounds
balances,
really good.
It balances out. It really does. This with the chicken sandwich, I don't know.
Did y'all ever try one of the
because I always
double
feel
downs?
like these other places, double barrels.
The double down sandwiches where KFC they took 2 chicken breasts and they just put like bacon and cheese between it, so the sandwich was 2 big ass chicken breasts. Yeah.
Oh, like no bread.
No
bun.
bun. Yeah, the bun was the 2 pieces.
Is that
of
like
chicken.
their keto version?
Right.
Except it's fried.
That just sounds that's horrible.
Yeah, and then I think they stopped doing it. 'Cause that's like
But I don't know if I
attack
could
waiting to
do
happen.
like the chicken, because
Wasn't that kind of
it'd be
like,
a lot of skin. You know how they do like these stores? They it's like more skin than chicken.
Well, this looks like
That's
chicken
true.
strips. Maybe.
If it's their chicken strips with a donut on top, that probably is really good.
I mean, from the picture, that's what it
You know what
looks
they should do? If they
Those,
want to just go ahead and put a donut on top of the famous bowl,
like. You guys like?
I'll eat
Aren't they
that.
the ones that came out with the Cheeto one too? Some
No, I
Cheeto-
think that was Burger King.
Oh,
Burger
Yeah.
King had the Cheeto.
I saw something.
Some
on
had
Facebook,
the
some,
hot
like,
Cheeto
redneck
fry
white
looking
girl.
thing,
Yeah.
whatever.
Have y'all tried the mini tacos from Jack in the Box?
No, but
Mini
my kid's
tacos?
aunt said that they're her favorite thing ever.
They have them
The
now
mini tacos
where
or
like
Yeah,
tacos
the
in
mini
general?
taco. No, the mini taco.
Yeah,
She
they're
said they're
mini
like
now.
way better than
you can
like
get
a
like
regular
15
taco.
of them in like a little thing for like $3-4
And I guess
bucks.
there's some sauce that's supposed to be amazing, like some.
Yo, fast food. They trying
Some
to level up.
amazing sauce.
And I heard, and she said that her friend worked there, and I guess it's not meat; it's tofu.
I wouldn't assume that any of it's meat.
Well, congratulations, Jack in the Box. You just lost a customer because the fact that you were misleading me to believe that that's beef in there and it's really tofu.
I don't think it says beef though. I think it just says
It
tacos.
just says tacos.
2 tacos
So-
for $1.
Tacos. I feel like it's implied that it's either beef or it's chicken. It's not tofu.
Plant-based. There
Now
you
I'm
go.
upset.
Okay,
Okay, so
it should say
so while
plant-based
we're on the-
in.
I will say this. I finally had the
like
Impossible
tofu.
Whopper. It does not taste exactly like a regular Whopper because it's obviously you can tell it's not real beef, but it's not bad.
It's not vegan either, though.
What is? Because does it
It's
have like
plant-based.
flavor?
There's
a
Like
lot- well,
beef flavoring on it, or
The
something?
fact, well, now they have to advertise. I think because for plant based, well, because they're cooking it on the same thing as they're cooking.
Same oil,
Yeah.
as everything.
I remember
cooking
how
the
Buddy tried to
patties on
sue
it,
him for that
you know?
shit. I
Yeah,
talked
I think
about
he
that on the
won.
show too.
Pretty sure he won that.
Suing them for no damn reason, just trying to get money.
Sounds like a good reason to me.
Yeah, but try that in
Low-key like the
yo,
guy that was trying to sue the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that shit's stupid. But shout out to Burger King for the Impossible Whopper. It's actually pretty good. If you haven't tried it, you should try it. Like I said, the people in the commercial are lying. They try to say, "Oh, it tastes exactly like a regular burger." No, it doesn't, nigga.
Did it
You
taste
know it.
similar to like? Did it have a texture like? Or was
It tastes like
soft?
a turkey burger to me.
Oh, but it's okay.
It's like that, yeah. So it's not the worst thing. I mean, but if the bun isn't real soft and doesn't taste good, I bet that's just gonna be nasty. But that's just what it is.
That chicken, the chicken sandwich from Popeyes. I mean, it's trash order, but that bun they have. It's
See, I
fire.
still haven't had one
It's
of
like
those
a-
chicken
It's like a
sandwiches.
butter bun. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I bet that shit's lit.
No, the bun is fire.
Yeah. You know, I feel like I can finally bring this up. You know, there was one time on the show when I talked about the Popeyes thing. I talked about chicken sandwiches. I actually had somebody give me a hard time because I said that I preferred Wendy's.
Oh, but have they?
But let me tell you why
Bro,
they gave me a
They
hard
need to
time.
realize
The
like
Asiago.
no,
No.
just the regular spicy chicken from Wendy's shits on Popeye's chicken sandwich.
So this is what happened. This white girl gave
Even
me
the
a
Jack-
hard time because she said that I preferred Wendy's chicken sandwich over Chick-fil-A, and I hadn't had the Popeyes one. She went in on me because I guess Wendy's donates money to organizations or other companies, whatever, that aren't exactly super friendly to the black community. This is a white girl who has mixed kids, totally fine, who is literally trying to call me out my name and give me a hard time because I prefer a specific type of chicken sandwich. So she basically was saying if I donate my money there, that pretty much I'm not worthy of my own community. Yeah. And I was like, fam, it's a chicken sandwich. In that moment, I'm not giving a damn about who's repping what political party.
Think about what other companies that we contribute to that we don't.
Every company. Of. I mean, come on. Look at all the gear that we're wearing right now. Jordan, Nike, all of that. Mike ain't doing the right thing all the damn time. He's still getting the money. Yeah, come on, man.
Especially for the black community. Mike don't care about the black community.
All I want to listen. I brought that up because I thought it was weird that I was getting shamed by a white girl over a chicken sandwich by a white girl who thinks her black card is much stronger than mine is because she has mixed children. And it's no disrespect to her because I think she's knowledgeable. The information she provided me was cool because I didn't know any of that shit. But at the same time, if you're trying to stand up for our people, shitting on our people is not the way to get you to where you're trying to be.
You can educate somebody without shaming them.
So I'm going to say this update for her if she's listening. My nigga, I still been eating those chicken sandwiches. I don't know if you tell you. From Wendy's, yeah. They going to get my $5.
But you do prefer the Wendy's chicken sandwich over the Popeyes?
I haven't had the Popeyes one.
Or not the Popeyes,
I prefer
over the
Chick-fil-A because the Chick-fil-A one is good, but I'm preferring Wendy's because they have the chicken sandwich on the 2 for $5 deal. Chick-fil-A is trying to break my pocket.
Yours is the budget related, not the taste.
Not the.
So I'll say this.
I've actually never had.
See, he tastes the budget, so he's like, "Yo, it tastes better."
So this is my thing: is I've been eating those chicken sandwiches my whole life,
forever.
So it's hard for me just to be like,
okay, but those chicken sandwiches were never 2 for. They just started being 2 for $5.
You were right about that.
Before they were $5.60.
Chick-fil-A has always been charging $13 for that damn chicken sandwich.
Bro, that chicken sandwich is only like $4.
Stop, bro. It's literally when you look at it, it's $8 something.
That's your next show. You guys need to have,
but it's $6 without the meal.
Man,
you know what?
Blindfold.
We're in the game,
so we can do that. But if we do that, I would say
we have to take the pickle off because Chick-fil-A puts a pickle on there, and it gives you that.
Yeah, I'm not down for the pickles, but shout out to my friend, my homie Leon Walker, aka Yoga Leroy. He has a podcast also, and they did a review of the chicken sandwiches. So we're gonna do a review as well. So we'll on our next show next week. Let's do that next week. We'll do a chicken sandwich review. I'll bring some chicken sandwiches. Somebody else bring a couple.
Bring like 3.
Oh, I'm only bringing a couple. I heard that Popeyes one is not that good, so I'm only gonna take a bite out of that. I don't want to eat a whole one.
It's so overrated
because I don't like wasting food. I don't want to be responsible.
I was rocking with the Burger King spicy chicken before.
The Burger King spicy chicken is pretty good, but I don't like that they put that nasty mayo.
I don't like I don't get mayonnaise on any of my.
Yeah, I have to tell them not to, but sometimes they accidentally put it on.
I need to dip mine in ranch. And that's what the Chick-fil-A, that Chick-fil-A, bro, their sauce, they have the garlic ranch.
See, that's where Chick-fil-A will get you is that they give you free sauces. All their sauces slap.
And they're so friendly.
They all slap. Yeah.
Man,
no. So I'll say this.
They don't act
I did have beef with one, though. I had beef with one Chick-fil-A lady one morning, bro. I was heated,
snap.
Dead ass, because I feel like I'm an avid Chick-fil-A.
You're VIP.
Oh, man,
Is they have VIPs?
I go to multiple different ones, and I make sure, I let them know, like, hey, how's it going? Good morning. They're like, yo, it's a wonderful day at Chick. Yes, bitch.
I mean, so what happened that y'all got out of hand? Because they're basically just robots. So what did the robot do?
Like, I get up there, and obviously the lady's disheveled. You can tell she probably just woke up. So that's off top. That's not Chick-fil-A liking, off top.
Damn, way to call her out for not being on time and showing up on.
And I ordered my Chick-fil-A sandwich, and she just looks at me. And she just holds her hand out, and it's like waiting for the money. And me knowing my Chick-fil-A-ness, I wait for my politeness. I need to. Hey,
Wow.
how are you doing, James?
You're that person.
How are you? Like, why you ask my name if you don't? Why would you ask my name if you're not gonna greet me with my name?
Well, she's a robot. It's her job, but she's supposed to. She's supposed to greet you with your name.
Exactly. But why are you gonna ask me my name when I'm ordering my food? But when I pull up, you don't address me by my name.
Maybe she used to work at McDonald's and she just had a brief moment where she floated back to the McDonald's.
Go back to training. Go back to Chick-fil-A training. But anyways, next story.
So we have quite a few stories, but I know we wanted to do conspiracies too because we didn't get to it last show. So we have. I jumped over to Twitter.
Twitter gang.
Jars of preserved human remains found under Florida home. That's your hometown?
Florida, the asshole of America. I'm not surprised that stuff like this is happening in Florida.
You can't have beaches and be the asshole of America.
The only comment
but
is
they do.
You can't. It's just not.
So they found them underneath a house?
Yes. So Gainesville, Florida.
Shout out, gang. I used to live down there.
Of preserved human remains found in crawl space of a house previously owned by a University of Florida professor.
That's
professor of what?
The remains were covered during an inspection of the house foundation.
Did they say who they belong to?
Former UF researcher and current professor who published studies in the 70s and 80s. Police say they're looking into the possibility that are related to the work.
Shit.
That the doctor may have brought home and stored under the house's floorboards.
Nah, it's not work. He killed a person and he kept them under there. He was like a
mad doctor. And then
you're not storing
Dr. Kevorkian.
Yo, that's crazy. You know what? Like I said, shout out to Gainesville, Florida. I lived there for a brief time during my collegiate stint. Gainesville is where I was hit. I was run over by a car riding a bike.
I was hit by a car.
Gainesville, Gainesville holds a special place. Getting hit by a car ain't cool. That happened to me twice, bro. I'm a car accident survivor. Yeah, low key while we playing, bro. I'm a survivor. I'm built for this, but I'm not built for a lot of other stuff. So, but yo, that's crazy. Human remains, nutty professor, not Eddie Murphy. But just a guy who's crazy and has the title of professor when he worked at the school.
And it was crawl space.
You know what's crazy? Did it say where the area is? I'm about to say. I wonder if it was near like where I stayed at. Yo, that's crazy. Keeping body parts under the floorboards. Fam, you can't say that's just for work. Why are you keeping your work underneath the house? No one does that. Nothing you're working with is underneath the house.
Well, the fact that they're just like, we assumed that it had to do with his studies.
I bet you did.
How about you dig a little deeper into that?
Yeah, dig a little deeper.
Like maybe there's some missing persons.
We're good.
It's crazy.
It's Gainesville.
It could be, yo. A lot of wild shit. I remember one time when I lived in Gainesville, there was a story of like the bus that used to go by my apartment and like take kids to school. They literally one day they picked a couple of stops worth of people up. And then at one of the next stops, they picked up a group of guys, and these niggas just got on with like baseball bats and stuff, and they just started kicking the shit out of people.
Oh my!
Yeah, it used to be that live down there. Like I said, shout out to Gainesville.
Shout out to Gainesville.
Yo, wildin', bro. Yeah.
So, ex-Browns left tackle Greg Robinson.
Did you hear about this? My man got picked up for having 157 pounds of that weed on him at the border, and there was other players that were in there too. One of them's current. Yeah, of course. Mexico.
Man, why are y'all guys? Why are you doing that?
Because he didn't manage his money properly. Now he's broke, and now they're trying to make a come up.
What do you think you're gonna do with 150 pounds of marijuana? They're looking at up to
20 years. In prison.
Of course.
But why are you doing
why would I think it would be that?
How much money are you gonna get? Like,
I'm surprised it's only that.
Was he going to Mexico?
No, I think he was coming back.
So you're bringing back swag brick.
Yeah, dirty, janky weed. Not even the good stuff.
They were driving from Los Angeles to Louisiana.
That's just like, okay, never. Okay,
so they were in Texas.
Okay, I get it. So, he probably drove to LA and got some fire. Is what he did. Yeah. And you go back to Louisiana, and you can sell it for almost triple because back home, back in the South, you bring any weed from the West.
Hell yeah, they love that shit.
So when they went
I think
to,
it's magic,
bro. It's so good.
Bro,
they think it's laced.
But out here, when you smoke, you're like, this is weak,
This
bro.
is just some regular
shit.
Reggie Bush.
Niggas back home think it's like the elite of the
Bro,
elite. Like, that's what the celebrities
my
smoke.
My uncle thought I brought him like laced crack, and he was like, "Yo, hey nephew,
Yo.
what? Hey nephew, what is this?"
Man, you might. I would have been like, Unc, why do you think this is crack, bro? Why do you know? Why do you know what
this
crack
is? Some
is like?
simple blue dream. This is nothing crazy, bro.
Nothing crazy. Just the regular stuff.
This is swag.
Yo, that's crazy. Going across state lines with a bunch of weed.
Are they trafficking?
I mean, honestly, you went to the NFL, you made
there was a
money.
drug sniffing dog.
Why?
There's
Why are
always
you doing
a drug
that?
sniffing dog.
Why not just manage your money properly and
Because
get away
they weren't
from it?
raised that way, and a lot of them when they get
You know why I'm not trying to hear shit like that?
they don't get financial advisors.
Nah, man, you know what's crazy though? I know that's not true because they at least get a tiny bit when they go to the rookie synopsis thing.
Yeah,
I know that to be a fact.
But you hear them,
and you have OGs.
You hear about the people, like the people that tell you that they go through those classes. They're like, bro, we don't hear like it's in one ear. He's like,
yeah, they're not listening. But you're
like, I just got $10 million, and I'm coming from college. Before college, I was in Liberty City, Florida.
Nah, man, I get it.
What do you expect? So of course, that first milli, I'm buying my mom a house. They're buying a Bentley. They're buying a chain. They're buying that's
fun being
that's
broke.
your whole signing bonus right there. Your rookie signing bonus is gone. So then because they know who you are, they're like, okay, well shit, we'll give you credit. They'll give you a credit line, pay us back. So then you're already in super debt.
Most of them don't even get that because they're not well-known people. They're just guys
you're
that
already in debt.
sign little contracts and shit.
And it's happening.
Honestly, I'll say this:
home,
man,
you get money,
you're young and you get money. There's no point in trying to only buy my mom a house and buy my dad a car. There's no point in doing all that. Save your chips because all these people who are like, "Oh, Jay-Z's the GOAT." What does Jay-Z tell you? If you can't buy it twice, or he says something to that effect, like you're either not all that rich or there's no point in buying it, all these things.
But
you can't buy this shit twice.
What do you do? So you continue to pay rent?
Invest.
I get it, but do you continue to pay your mother's rent?
But you don't have to go buy a mansion.
If she's renting a place,
you don't have to buy a mansion.
I'd rather take on the expense of just paying the bills for the rest of the lease term rather than take on the expense of trying to buy her a home that I may not be able to afford in 3 years.
But what do you do after the lease is up? Because the lease is only a year. It's only a year lease. So you renew the lease for another $2,200.
You do the smart thing.
Month?
But this thing is, if he's gonna have to take on the payment, he needs to do the smart thing. He needs to look at where he's at because NFL, if that's what it is, it's performance based too. If you're not performing,
depending on which contract,
you may not get a second contract.
But then you could always sell that property and earn money from.
So there ain't no guarantees about that. What if by the time you end up losing your deal, the market's bad?
How athletes that came from nothing think.
Yeah,
that's the first thing they want to do.
I mean,
it's to get their mom out of.
I know all that, but my thing is at this point, in this day and age that we live in, I have no sympathy for these guys because the stories that came before you are there for examples on what not to do. There ain't no point,
bro. That's common sense, but we ran out of that years ago. The world does not have common sense.
Listen, no one in my family would have me pressed enough to make me feel like I gotta buy them a house the second I get some money.
You remember that the 30 for 30 broke?
Yeah, man. Everybody saying they literally tell you all those stories. There's no point. I mean, you look at
and you get it. You get to that point where, of course, if you're Andre Rison, somebody that went broke, but at the height of Andre Rison's life, would you ever think Andre Rison was going to go broke? When he was married to T-Boz, had multi-million-dollar contracts, or Left Eye, was with the Kansas City Chiefs, but then when he went to Atlanta, got that fat contract. But now,
that's true.
Money was like, bro, he's like, I thought it was coming in all the time, and then my financial advisor wasn't there. He was doing it wrong. I mean, it happens to the best of them. Look at LeVar Ball. Look at the Ball brothers, the Ball family. They came from money. Like they were already paid before the big baller brand and all that stuff.
If you even just have your eyes open for a second, with the social media and all that, all these young guys, they have no excuses because you literally see what not to do. And I have it on good authority that the guys in most of these locker rooms, the OGs, literally tell the guys, don't burn your money up. And the reason they tell them that is because they follow it up by saying, because you're not going to be able to come to me and ask me for money. And I know guys that played on the team out here in the Seahawks when I first moved here, and I know that they literally burned up all their money during the season, and then during the summertime, they're asking people that we knew for money to help them stay afloat until they get their paychecks. They don't start getting paid until like the third week of the season.
But do you like?
So you're living off like doing appearances and events and all that. That's how they make their money during the summer.
That's not gonna be there. Half the time, if you're that dude, you think like, all right, hold on, I can get an endorsement real quick, or they're gonna call me for an interview, or they're gonna call me for this.
Think about this: how many guys are that dude? Some of these guys are that dude for like 3 weeks.
True.
Chris Matthews was the guy in Seattle for 3 weeks.
It's not even the fact that it's the point that how many people are that dude, how many people think they're that dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to be in the NFL, you have to always think
you are. And then you're hanging around simple people like us, so you think you want to flash.
I'm not a simple.
You want to do money. You in the club, $200 here, $300 there. That shit adds up. That adds up. I went out with Eddie Lacy. That dude would do the most.
Those dinners that they do and the drinks, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
I see the tabs,
And what for? And then you got to think
ridiculous.
About the rookies. Like you got a rookie Hayes. All right, bet, bro. We're all going out. And then you see what the rookies have to pay for a $20,000 thing as a rookie.
I've seen it. I've heard the stories firsthand from the players. I totally get it.
So it's like, damn. So what do I look like paying this $20,000 for these dudes I just met, and I can't put up this mortgage for my mother that literally got me here. That's the mentality. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that's the mentality that
dinner is like almost a year's mortgage.
I totally get it. I mean, it's.
But I get what you're saying. You should learn from those mistakes.
We all should learn.
Like honestly, us
broke people don't even learn.
I can totally understand. Like if your mom's got the roof leaking, the door don't work good, you want to get a new spot. Yeah, but like if your mom was just or parents, whatever, they're living fine.
But what if they're living?
Why break their lease to try to move them into a brand new home and then in 2 years
their lease.
you have
don't break their
nothing.
Lease. I get that. Don't break the lease. But what do you do when the lease is up?
Listen, man.
You move them into your house?
No, these niggas are adults too. You listen, I get it.
You get like a
no, it's
mom.
not.
I'm
it's
not.
not.
If, I'm
no,
saying
no.
if
I get
I
it, they're adults too.
It,
but it gets to a point where like you're a grown man now, so eventually your mom is probably retired by now. Then.
Nah, I'm not trying to hear that because my thing would be like if I'm a grown man, you're still an adult too technically. Like, I'm sorry, but go out and go.
Nah. You're stupid. You're stupid.
Look, your mom's
So, but this is the thing though, is I come from a family where like my mom probably wouldn't let me try to just take care of her like that. My mom prefers to work, and I know a lot of families are like that. But then there's some people
always that.
Like,
I wouldn't not want my mom not to work, but I don't want her have to work to
struggle
to do this. Like, man, I gotta pay these bills.
Like,
son, I can't do this. But hey, mom, you trying to spend time with the kids? Nah, son.
I get that.
I gotta get to Walmart and greet these people.
You want to pay all the bills, totally fine. I just think it ends
just don't go broke to be able to do
it's that. One thing, like if you play baseball or you play basketball where you know the money's guaranteed, totally fine. But I think if it's football and you're not one of the first
you're on
25 people drafted,
you're on that 5,000 a week.
You shouldn't just try to pull up week one and try to buy your dad a Bentley and buy your mom a house. That's fiscally irresponsible, because then in 5 years, if you don't get your second contract, what is your plan? You will never have a job that pays you the type of money you would make playing football, unless you end up going working for a major sports network or something like that. And even then, it's not going to be as much as an NFL paycheck potentially could be. I mean, because you got to think like they're making a big deal about your boy Stephen A. finally getting $8 million a year. Look how long he's been doing 13. This. I don't know, but even still, 13. Like Russ makes 30. And I think Stephen A. does more for his job than what Russ does for his. If we're just being honest, let me stop throwing shade at Russ. But yeah, man, I'm not a huge fan of that. And I'm just from all the stories, like I know a buddy that plays for Dallas on the offensive line, like Tyron Smith. Like he ended up having to cut his whole family because as soon as he made it, they just do this. They got their hand out.
We here. I got you here.
Yeah, and I won't share any of the personal stories on the air, but even just some of the conversations I've overheard people have with my brother. It's crazy the type of expectations that some people have. Just because maybe you share the same last name, or you're siblings, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I would have to tell my mom, like, Mom, I'll pay, and we'll make sure that the lease is paid through the end of the year. But like,
other than that,
don't just assume you're getting a brand new house fan, because I might opt to rent an apartment the rest of my life. I ain't worried about owning a home. Who's really going to be at the home? I don't want to have to maintain it. Rather just rent and let somebody else deal with all that. But that's me making bad decisions. That's just what I do. Let's see. Pick a
What's
time.
next? What's next?
Yeah, what's next, Steph? What we got?
Conspiracies, I believe.
It's conspiracy. 20 minutes of conspiracies.
What do you got for us, James?
What do you need? What are we on? What do you want to talk about? We did sacrifices. We did sacrifice a little bit.
Sacrifices.
That's a big thing, bro. Sacrifice is a real thing, bro.
I love it.
It's real. You really have to sacrifice something in the industry. And if you're
why?
So
like, what's the point?
I don't know, because it's power. It's a power. It's a we did this for you, now we own you type of thing.
Damn, I wonder what they want my sacrifice to be.
It's not even you have to low-key offer it up. And it's
got to be somebody that is not serving any purpose right now.
It's happened, and it's been proven. A lot of people.
So you're saying it's been proven? How has it been proven, and who's proved it?
So I mean, I can't really say it's like proven like through the.
Like there's just a lot.
Man, there's too many. I don't believe in coincidences. Like there's too much. You can't You can't tell me that every single celebrity loses somebody in life tragically, like when they're and somebody super, super close. And it all happens around a brunch, around a Grammy, around the Grammys, around the Oscars, around something that what the powers that be need to let you know that, hey, we're here. This is what you can have, everything that we have, as long as you give me this money. As long as you let me be,
bro,
have millions and millions of followers, type of thing.
There's no one that I'd want to sacrifice just to get 1 million followers.
Even they tried to say Bruce Jenner sacrificed himself as him becoming, and that was his sacrifice. And then he got the cover
to maintain wealth. You think maybe the wealth started to run out because after a while people don't care about the Olympic?
It happens is I mean, I don't really know, but this is what they say is that you run out of time. There's a time limit for your sacrifice, pretty much. And that's why people go crazy, and people have to sacrifice more and they have to give up more.
So what Charlie Sheen sacrificed, that he has to now pretend that he has AIDS or something like that? You think that's real?
Like pretend?
Because like out of nowhere, all of a sudden he just had AIDS. Like I'm wondering.
Now you're sick. Like now it looked like he was dying. Like how long did you have it? How long did he have it?
And that's why, that's what I'm saying. Out of nowhere, all of a sudden, my man has AIDS. It probably was his little sacrifice. I bet.
You have to, and it's a big thing in the Black community.
You think Tyler Perry had to wear those dresses?
Yes.
Shit. First of all, fam, you could have got a better looking dress.
What they do?
I was listening to where it was saying that they make people do gay.
Yeah, and that's they make black.
What he talking about? Talking about Terry.
It's not even. It's black dudes. They make you do something gay. You have to dress up in a dress, or something like that. Super belittle yourself.
Yeah.
And every single major black actor has done it. You can't name one.
What has Denzel done?
Denzel did Philadelphia.
Okay. Will Smith did
10 Shades of Grey or whatever that degrees of separation.
Yeah.
When he was a gay dude, another gay dude.
I don't think
Every
he
single
was
one.
a gay dude. He just was like a swinger.
No, he was
He just
whatever.
he hooked up with the
He
white
got caught in
dude.
the bed. Yeah,
and,
you know, he was butt naked in the bed with the white dude or whatnot.
but he was also with the girl too.
It was like it was his first movie. It was the first movie that he did after Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
And the dude, but the maker, the creator, Quincy Jones, is another known bisexual dude. He's also offered Tupac to asked Tupac to suck a dick. Remember that story from back in the day?
Yes.
That was
that
same shit, bro.
See,
like it all.
I don't be
if
paying
you listen
attention to
it,
celebrity
it all lines
BS.
up.
I don't be listening to that. So when I hear these things now, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I didn't know that. Shout out to Quincy Jones for being a legend. But that last little thing I just heard them say about you, fam, I don't know about all that. That's
he came out.
Shout out to Rashida. Rashida, his daughter. She's super dope.
There's not one black main actor that you can name that hasn't done something controversial, and that's why the industry low-key is blackballing Cat Williams, because Cat Williams came out and was like, yo, I'm not about that. He's like, y'all, Cat what'd he say?
But the industry didn't force him to get beat up by a 16-year-old though.
No,
he did that on his own.
No, but that has nothing to do with the situation where they put him in.
How you getting your fade run at the local playground?
That kid wasn't 17. It came out. The kid was not. He wasn't 7th grade. He was like an 18-year-old kid or some shit like that. Oh, and he was like a grown man pretty much. He was like a little. It came out that he was like
technically
he was like a grown man, but he was also like 4 or 5 inches taller than Cat. Right, Cat's a tiny little kid, bro. He's a baby.
The way Cat was always talking, Cat gets your weight up, fam.
You already know.
They're blackballing him because he doesn't want to do all this.
He doesn't, because he actually comes out. He's like,
so does that
they
mean
come out me.
Fox did? Well, yeah, we've seen Jamie Foxx in the dress.
Jamie Foxx that's how he got his start. That's how he got his start.
But see, I feel like in sketch comedy though, it's like
doesn't matter.
If that's where you would do stuff like that.
Like, you still have to
acting,
do it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not. When I look at that, I'm not seeing that. That's not like an. That's not
look at
literally embarrassing. It's a part of the act.
It's funny.
To who? Not to that person that's dressed up that way. And that's how they look at it. Like, bro, I'm funnier without it. And that's exactly what Dave Chappelle was saying. When Dave Chappelle was like, they were like, yo, we want you to dress up in the dress. It'll be funny. And it was for the Blue Streak movie. Remember when he was with Martin Lawrence and they're like, oh, it'll be funny. You dressed up, Martin Lawrence will come and get you. You be a prostitute.
We'll put him on the noodles.
And he was like, no. And that's pretty much where he was like, yo, that's what I'll do. That's funny enough. He's like, I'm funny enough without a dress. I don't need to put on a dress, Yeah. Every time you put on a dress, your career low-key you either blow up or it tanks.
Well, you know what? Brandon T. Jackson said that after he did Big Mama's House 3, that he said that basically after that
screwed. And somebody told him, do not put the dress on.
But I will say this about Brandon,
because he said that he wanted to be. He was like, it's going to be a great promotional for me.
No,
I'm going to be with Martin Lawrence.
Brandon's last great movie was Tropic Thunder.
And after that, you got to remember, that was a racist part. Not him, but he had Robert Downey Jr. in there playing blackface.
See, and Robert even talked about that. He talked about it on the Joe Rogan show. Not a lot of people are seeing it like that, because his role in that movie is that he's an actor. Blackface. He's an actor playing. He's an Australian actor playing multiple roles.
Black man. In this one, he was playing multiple roles, but they didn't show him playing multiple roles.
But you do
see
that.
His backstory is that he is a.
But you got to remember, at the very beginning of the movie, they play previews of their other movies.
I get it, but it's not.
He's in those characters, not throughout the whole.
But it's not really what. They don't really play that up.
But that's my thing. That's all for interpretation too, because I don't look at that as like, well, he's going out of his way to do blackface.
Well, he's not. But the director literally put blackface in the movie. Like there's no getting past that.
I don't know, man.
What's the point?
He's wearing face paint.
What's the point? He's wearing, and he's talking like a black dude, literally. And it's not. And but it's not. But it's not. But it's making fun of the way black men talk, jive, turkey, all this stuff.
I didn't take it as that either. I took it as more like his character kind of has to be absurd and ridiculous like that.
Understandable.
To give Brandon's character more weight to
why even put that in the movie.
I will say this. I want you to watch the Joe Rogan podcast with Robert Downey Jr. and he literally tells you the whole setup to that thing. And for me, when I heard it, and I feel like based on Rob's his history, his past, I don't take him to be like a shady, disrespectful
granted, I
person.
wouldn't take him, but he didn't write the role.
No, you're right about that.
It wasn't right about that. Wanted to do this. He called, hey, yo, Robert Downey Jr., I got a dope role for you.
No, you're right. You're right about that. But I'll say this:
playing a black guy.
I'll say this:
talking like he's from the 70s.
But do you think white chicks is funny?
Yeah.
If your answer is yes, then you can't complain.
It has moments.
Can't complain about it because we can't.
It has moments.
We can't let Marlon
so you're basing,
and his brother.
So you're going to base one?
No. What I'm saying, but it's not one though. It's not one though. We thought Dave Chappelle was funny. When
okay, so but what do they call that? What do they call that?
What do you mean?
Do they call it whiteface? Is there a name for it?
I don't know if there's a name.
There is.
Nor what I
there is something. There is a name.
I'm looking at it as it's acting.
But that's not what it. I mean, that's.
But basically,
but how's it not though?
If a white person dresses up in blackface,
and it's on a movie, so then that person's being racist, but then like Marlon and them was just being funny.
No. That was a racist movie. I'll give you that.
I don't think that's a racist movie either. Because I feel like I see more white girls make fun of other white girls than black people making fun of white girls. We all make fun of each other. So at what point do we get to that space where we're just like, my man was in a movie. I see what you're saying though. Like the guy who's writing it, we don't know what his intent is because we don't ever see him. We don't speak to him. It's not like he's ever come out and been like, this was my motivation behind writing that. Or maybe he has and we haven't seen it. But I'm looking at it like if we're speaking specifically about the actor, my man's he's playing his role. He's acting. Marlon was acting.
Understandable.
Sean was acting.
I get that. I understand. But it all stems back to why even put that in the movie. Why even?
Yeah, no. I think depending on the movie,
why have white people playing a black person and then
portraying? I think depending on the movie,
how you see a black person,
depending on the movie, I could see why that question would be fair to ask. But I think if you're looking at comedy in a comedy movie, I don't know. Maybe for me, just based on what the type of humor that I think everything is funny. Like to me, Robert don't bother me being in that. Like I don't know, it doesn't bother me because I know that even at the end of the movie,
a little bit.
At the end of the movie, he's like finally just realizes like I'm not good. I'm just gonna be my Australian self. And then he's just an Australian dude with the blue freaking eyes, the little thing with the freaking hair. Like, yeah, I mean, they all were. I mean, because even in that one, Ben Stiller literally is. I think that's worse than the black thing when Ben Stiller's playing like he's. I don't want to say the word on the show. But when he says you never go full, and he says that to me is worse than the guy pretending to be an actor who's playing a black character in a movie. Because the whole premise is that they're making a movie, so he's acting while acting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But pretending to be somebody who's disabled, I don't know, man. I know we can't help the fact that we're black, so you really can't help it.
Again, that stems back to the dude that put the damn in the movie,
yeah, exactly.
And then you had Robert Downey Jr. talking about like you went full retard. You can't go it just went. Yeah, it was just too much. The whole movie it's just too much.
No, and like I said, I would say this for anybody,
and even like Django. You got Django. Too much. Like the writer, you got it as Quentin Tarantino. I get it. Like maybe, so now you have this white dude, and then if you look at his interview about that movie, I felt hella bad.
I felt more comfortable knowing that Jamie Foxx had to beg Leonardo DiCaprio to say the word. The fact that he felt so uncomfortable, they didn't want to say it, and Jamie had to be like,
individually.
Bro,
and that's Leo
for the movie, and that's why I say for him,
that's Leo. Leo's individual.
I don't know how I feel about like with Tarantino. You probably could have. The movie itself, I don't know, man. I can't even say my next comment because we can't look at it and be like, my man, you use the N-word too much. But then I'm like, well, my favorite rapper is so and so.
You can't do that. No, you can't.
You can't say that he uses the word much and then be like, my favorite rapper is this guy.
That's a rap. You can't. Bro, that's Quentin Tarantino. It's Quentin Tarantino. Somebody that's literally portraying this because he wants to get a rise out of people. That's why he's saying this
that's
word.
his whole
That's
gig,
why
though.
He says it 100, I think it was 132 times or some shit. And
it's a lot.
He says it really does that specifically to get a rise out of the black community. You can't say that about a rapper because that's just all
So
he knows.
who
That's just his lingo.
Who
That's just
said
his
that
rapper.
he was doing it to get a rise out of the black community? That was that's a well documented thing. I mean, I'm
it's
asking
low
because I
key.
don't know.
It's low key one of those like how he puts out the certain things. He was talking to, I think it was Samuel L. Jackson. He was like, yeah. He even asked him. He's like, yo, I'm putting on a movie about it. Whoop, this and that. I'm about to say this shit. It's about to be live. It's pretty much about to get a rise out of it. People are gonna be talking about this movie for years because of what's going on.
So then,
because
so
of
we
what I'm
feel
saying,
some type of way
pretty
about
much.
the black people who participated in the movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that there's a lot of people that think that Samuel L. is cooning for that movie.
So they think Jamie is the same way. Then?
Yeah,
it's not like they didn't need the money. They could have said
no. You didn't need the movie, but Jamie needed that role. He needed a big role.
But why? At this point, he's already won an Oscar.
But
He got Grammys, so multi-platinum
anything.
albums. Like, what does he need?
His albums were low key, not flop. But when's the last time you actually put in a Jamie Foxx album and listened to it?
I mean, I listen to the old album like every couple of days. So
when's the last time that he was actually on something and doing like his stuff? But I'm saying he really needed that role. He really needed that role right then and again.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know their financial state. I would just look at it and be like, it would be hard. It's hard. It's hard
say
for
no.
me. Exactly. That's my thing.
You can say no.
These are people who have been in the game a long time. They're respected actors. And that to me is where I can't be super hard on Quentin because we had people that we hold in high regard who were like, well, I'll still do it.
And the reason why that they were going to do it is because of his past, like the past movies that he put. Of course, Samuel was going to do it because he spearheaded his career pretty much for Pulp Fiction. So you got Pulp Fiction. He's like, all right, well, bro, I got another movie for you. Can you help? Of course, drop it a dime. I'm gonna be there for you.
I always heard that like a lot of their motivation and why they allowed it to happen and why they did it was because they're hoping that it would put people in a state of discomfort so they'll continue to have conversations around it. So if that's their motivation, is it fair to call them coons if they're trying to get people talking about the stuff?
Why? Like, but what do you want to?
I
mean, like that's not the movie to put out if you want to have conversations about slavery.
I think
they're having another black dude go around killing and calling other black people coons and niggas and killing niggas to get for the white man type. That's not, at the same time, that's not the route that you're supposed to take.
Wasn't that how it was though? Because then it just goes back to if they're trying to paint you the
but if
we're
trying to move forward,
then we shouldn't make a movie like that at all.
Why bring it back?
Why make any slave movie at all then?
Exactly. Why? Especially in this day and age.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of slave movies. I don't watch. I watch Django because I love Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is one of my idols. Shout out to Jamie Foxx.
I just don't feel if we're trying to move forward, why live in the past about?
And you wanted to, and listen, I'm gonna before we close out, I'm gonna tell you this is why I'm not a fan of slave movies. Mainly because the majority of people who are actually willing to pay $15, $16 for a movie ticket is white folks. Yeah. White people go to those movies, and then for some strange reason, they come back thinking that now they're in a place where they can like educate me
on my
on
life.
The history of my people.
It's the worst.
It's not everybody, but it has happened to me on multiple occasions. I'm somebody that I'm not a fan of slave movies. Like I didn't see 12 Years a Slave.
Nope, me neither.
Like what was the other slave movie? People were.
There's a lot of movies.
I don't know if it was any good or not, but like I'm not gonna watch the Harriet movie. Like, and it's not because I don't care about our history, but like I'm at that point where I'm like,
why are we
still making that?
Did you watch the 13th Amendment thing?
Or the thing on Netflix? Yeah, I watched that too. Yeah,
that one was actually that opens your eyes on.
See, that's a cool. That's different for me. That's a documentary.
Yeah.
That's an informational.
Like educational.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to watch. Like I watched Django a couple of times, but like I don't watch it anymore.
That kind of brings me to the point about the when people were mad about Kanye and he said slavery was a choice. Did he say slavery was or is?
I don't know. What did he say? That's still just a wild comment though.
But there was people that broke it down and they were like, low key, the perpetual stuff that we do on a daily basis, low key is like slavery that you're doing.
I mean, but in reality, you could say that about everything.
And then back in the day when we actually had, you were free, but you had to do, you had to work for labor, pretty much. It was they said you couldn't have slave, but when they put you in jail, you had to do it. It was labor, so you had to do labor to pretty much pay off your debt, and it was by choice because you had to pay your debt off.
You're literally just describing the life of 25 million Americans, white, black, brown. It's everybody. We literally go to work all day to pay off debts.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think I'm more just doing the devil's advocate thing, and I'm not in any disagreement because we know what it is. We see it for what it is. But I feel like at this point in our lives, the treatment is not equal by any means because we still get treated a lot worse than what we deserve to get treated. And obviously, in comparison to our white brothers and sisters, that's 100% facts. We get treated worse. But we're literally at a point where I'm feeling like it's more like it's rich people it's the haves versus the have-nots mainly. At least in
a lot of it
how I'm thinking of it is I'm looking at it as like where I'm trying to get on, but like my struggles is like it's financing everything so you can compete with somebody who has those types of resources. I don't think it's that I don't think I'm being held back because I'm black as opposed to somebody that's white. Like we just don't have the money. You know what I'm saying?
You have the funds.
Yeah,
the ends are not there.
Yeah,
like most
it kind of comes down to that for me to some degree, but like stuff, it ends up being real fucking tough.
It gets crazy.
Sit here and talk about this shit all day because now, like, I'm gonna be thinking about this the whole night. Why even make those damn movies?
What's the point?
Why even make them?
Not saying that I get it why they made Glory and like Roots and all that stuff back in the day, but still, but why make them nowadays? Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And I've heard people say, well, you know, now the schools are drifting away from the topic and they're not teaching it as much. You know, the movies help kind of like supplement that. I'm like, but nah, because they make the movie seem a lot different than it was, or they make stuff like way too real, and it's like, well, we weren't really getting treated like
it's either way too real or it's way too watered down,
or they're gonna make it to where like, well, even though they were slave masters, like you see how they treated them nice though.
Yeah.
Like, see how they treated them nice.
The ones in the house that had babies.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you mean because you were raped? Like,
wow.
It's that shit.
All right, well, we got about 30 seconds on the radio, and then we're gonna close out the broadcast. So we're gonna do quick shout outs. Anybody got any shout outs for anybody?
Man, I'm heading to LA Saturday.
So you're shouting out LA?
Are going to the Kobe Memorial.
Okay.
The Kobe Memorial is on Saturday.
15 seconds.
So shout out to everybody that's making it to the Kobe Memorial. Don't be too sad. It's we're doing a celebration of life.
All right. Well, the Ryan Show is next on Track Talk Radio, man. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. It's lit.
What's that dude Ryan do?
I don't know what Ryan does, honestly.
You ever listen to his stuff before?
I listened to some of the show. Their show is pretty good. I mean, I think their show, I don't want to say it's like ours, but they just, you know, they round table, sit there and they chat and they do the damn thing. It's pretty cool. I mean, he's got Mr. Cheeks on there. I don't know, man. I want to check out their show a little bit more. I'm sure it's pretty good. I don't think I've heard.
It's only on Thursdays, right?
Yeah. It comes on Thursdays right after our show is over. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance, go check out the Ryan Show on tracktalkradio.com. Ryan, Hamptons Dave, Mr. Cheeks, whole squad is lit. They got a DJ too. I be forgetting to shout that nigga out. My bad. DJ, I'm sorry. Once I start to work your name in, everybody in the crew will be getting a shout out. But shout out to the Ryan Show. Good dudes. They're killing it. Oh, hold up. Let's see. We have a comment.
Is that Lenny?
Said, well, my least favorite type of movie is the white savior movies where the white man comes in and uses sports or whatever to bring the yes, exactly. You know what?
What was that? Glory Road? Was it Glory Road? The basketball
I didn't
one?
like Glory Road. I didn't like that. I don't even like Coach. I don't like Coach Carter, even though that's not a white guy. That's a black guy.
The one with the
Remember the Titans? I don't like that.
Not that one, but the when they had the Cleveland Browns and the Syracuse.
That was terrible.
What was that?
Yeah,
man.
Yo, shout out to Lean B for tuning into the show. Even though you showed up late, it's all good. We'll catch you on Tuesday. But anyway, we're grateful to have you as a fan of the show. Share, like, and subscribe. Tell all your friends about us. It's going to be lit. But anyway, we're about to close out. Steph, James, any last words?
Subscribe.
Bye.
Subscribe. Tune in.
Bye. Yeah, like, subscribe. You guys want to shout out your social medias?
Kicks the Barber on Instagram. Holler at us at Pound for Pound in Kent.
Pound for Pound in Kent. Kent. Shout out to
the
Kent.
live streets of Kent. We out here.
Kent.
We do this.
You know what? I want to try. I spend a lot of time out here, so I want to try to be respectful because I know people out here.
Watch
really
out, because somebody gonna roll up on you one day. They be like, "Hey, bro, remember you was talking about how dusty my town was?"
Did you see me watching that?
And you know me,
I was like,
you know exactly what I'll say. If somebody approaches me like that, I will say, "Yes, my nigga." And I'm still thinking your town is dusty.
And they're gonna slash Gus's tires.
I have
play with me if you want to about my car.
I have slight PTSD because I was
next week's show. We're gonna have Steph talk to us about how she took a bullet. So
definitely,
Steph,
what
50 Cent, Tupac, these are legends who've taken bullets and been here to tell.
35 cents.
Yeah,
I don't know where the 35 came from.
No one calls you that.
I promise.
Do they really?
Jokes. Yes,
they call you 35 cents. Okay.
Yes, and then the dude that came back and apologized to me. You know.
All right, we got to get out of here because I got to jet back to Kirkland, but we're definitely gonna talk about this.
Yeah,
Steph took a bullet.
Yeah, I need
more to talk about it. Yeah.
I was mad and pulled through my new shirt. I didn't even know.
You was mad about the shirt?
Yeah.
Not about being
I didn't
shot?
know. They didn't have a first aid kit. They poured gin on my back. The shit. Yes, it was crazy.
No, your new nickname is Gin. Gin back.
Gin back.
Gin.
It was because it came through the building and hit me. So I'm like,
you got a shake.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All right, man.
Oh
listen,
man, story time.
We gotta close out.
To be live next week.
We're gonna talk about this story next week on the show. But this is crazy, so we'll make sure
I
that
thought
you
I
don't
told
forget.
you that before.
You have told me, but I totally forgot about that. I think you told me that story when we very first met, but that's years ago, right?
Yeah.
Didn't this happen years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say 05.
Oh yeah, that's mad long ago.
He was a thug, huh?
No.
Gang.
Yeah.
No.
Apparently, you got shot.
Steph
You can't
was
say you
out
wasn't
here.
a thug.
Steph was in these streets, shootouts,
Man.
dice
Yeah, fuck ordering
money
me in
laundering,
Town. Was it
all
Tacoma?
of that.
It was Eastside Tacoma.
Yeah, see me in
64th
Town. Yeah.
64th and McKinley at Rudy's.
64th and McKinley.
Because you
Rudy
shut it down.
Right down the street.
You shut it down
Right
for the
there,
thug.
shootings
Yeah,
there.
shooting. Yo, niggas in
Couple
Tacoma don't be
fatalities.
playing.
Man, we learn something new about Steph every week.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, we're out. Thanks for tuning into the live stream. Anybody that's listening to the show, we appreciate having
Leany
you guys.
B. Shout out to Leany
Yeah,
B.
shout out to Leany B for commenting. It's okay that you showed up late. You can watch the video. You still made it. You still checked in. You still got the shout out. So
toast to you. Hey.
Yeah. And be sure to like and subscribe. Once we get up to 1,100 subscribers on March 31st, we will be giving away that $200 gift card.
What if I'm not 1,100
We already
subscriber?
discussed this.
I mean, can I not win?
No, you can't win.
Because I asked.
All right, well.
But if you upped it, maybe I could get half because it was supposed to be 100. So we still get.
Make a burner account like KD.
I'm
about to make a bunch of YouTubers.
I'm gonna end the stream now, so you all have a good night.
Good idea.
And
I'm gonna make a burner account